What up, guys? Alcamest here. Real quick, episode 474 of the Joe Rogan Experience. It's also featuring Hannibal Buress, which is a guy I've been watching off and on as of late. Hannibal Buress is a funny ass fucking dude. He's really tame, but he can really go far quickly. Like he's very comedian. He's always compared to. So he passed away recently, but that's not the point of the matter. Anyway, Hannibal Buress is on episode 474. And he's a guy to watch. If you haven't seen him do like his stand up recently, like he's a funny ass dude. Regardless of such, with that being said and done, this is WWE 2K18 featuring Alcamest. I'm gonna keep my voice off. Occasionally I might be popping in and out, saying anything or just going out saying hey, well, comment, like, subscribe, and all that. It would help me if you could right now click that like button, click that subscribe button, or click that click comment and leave a comment as well. All these things help me out so much. With that being said and done, we're probably playing with the video of this, and then I might be switching to something else, but I don't know. Either way, with that being said and done, like I said, as always, guys, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Until then, peace out, and good shit.
I know. Okay. I like to leave people in suspense. What's up, fuckers? Hey, this episode of the Joe Rogan Experience is brought to you by Nature Box. Do you hear that munching in the background? That is the hilarious Hannibal Buress eating some Nature Box, and it is yummy.
It's pretty good. I'm not even getting paid for this. and it's Burris. Sour cream and onion almonds.
Yeah, I get all the gluten-free ones, and I try to get the healthiest version. They have healthy up to kind of sketchy healthy, but delicious, all delicious. Like pretzels. You can't really make pretzels healthy. Sorry, folks. It's not really possible. It's made out of bread. Unless you come up with some rice pretzels. Anyway, point is, what they do have is delicious. The blueberry almonds. You got to try that shit. That's my favorite. My second favorite is these dark cocoa almonds. God damn, those are good. Woo! Their products are all natural. They combine a much higher quality ingredient than a typical vending machine ingredients. Makes them healthier. They have 100 snacks to choose from. So if you're looking for something that, like if you have certain dietary needs, like your gluten-free, low sugar content, stuff like that, they have that too. Whenever possible, they also try to use non-GMO food as well. You know, GMO food is a very hot topic. You want to say you're organic and GMO. No one knows what either one of those things mean. You know, it's just a lot of genetically modified food, folks. Essentially, almost all corn you eat, almost all wheat you eat is genetically modified, especially wheat. Since like the 1950s, they changed this shit. That's why people are so gluten intolerant. But GMO, really genetically modified, like in a fucking lab, that's the new shit.
Yo,
people are scared.
You really know food, Joe. Right?
I know a little bit of food, Hannibal Buress, just a little bit. Anyway, no high fructose corn syrup, no partially hydrogenated oils, no trans fats, no artificial sweeteners, no artificial flavors, no artificial color. So they make their shit as healthy as possible and still yummy. I think it's a good balance between, you know, eating raw kale, which I do a lot of, and having these delicious cocoa almonds. So anyway, naturebox.com. We support them. They support the podcast, and I enjoy them. And if you go to naturebox.com/Rogan, you will get 50% off your first box. That's a pretty sweet deal, bitches. 50%, half off your first box. Go to naturebox.com/Rogan. And free shipping anywhere in the U.S. So NatureBox is busting up the vending machine's monopoly on your midday hunger. That's obviously someone else wrote that, not me. You tell the difference? Slacking a certain something. Anyway, naturebox.com/Rogan. Go there. Enjoy it. We're also brought to you by Onnit.com. That's ONNIT. Makers of Alpha Brain, Shroom Tech, New Mood, all controversial nootropics and performance-enhancing drugs that are legal. What is Alpha Brain? If you've never heard of it before, Alpha Brain is what's called a nootropic. And Google that word, N-O-O, tropic. And what it is essentially nutrients that give your brain the building blocks it needs to produce human neurotransmitters. It's very complicated stuff.
What?
It was actually first formulated. I think paracetam was one of the first, and it was in the 1960s they figured this out. They figured out that it changes your levels of acetylcholine. Acetylcholine enhances memory. For me, the big one, what it does best is it allows me to pull up words. Like, I feel like it allows me to form sentences more freely. And, you know, there's actually been scientific studies done on it, both in individual ingredients, and there's recently been a clinical trial on Alpha Brain. All the lab results are all posted at onit.com. If you go to Alpha Brain, you click on that link, you can read the clinical results. We did one study. We got positive results, especially on memory and execution, being able to execute tasks and think about things. And so, like what I'm saying with formulating sentences, like there's a direct effect between how you can formulate sentences and how much nutrition you've had. I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, do you feel better when you have more nutrition? Of course you do. If you feel better, probably your brain feels better too. That's the idea behind the Alpha Brain. Very controversial. So with all controversial ingredients, all the controversial supplements that we sell at Onnit, we have a 100% money-back guarantee. You don't have to return the pills. The first 30 pills you buy, first bottle, you have 90 days. Try it. If you say it sucks, you get your money back. It's that simple. And the idea being that we're only selling you some shit that we know works. There's scientific data behind it. I use it. Aubrey, who's my partner and CEO of Onnit, he uses it. A ton of athletes use it, including Bodie Miller, AJ Hawk, dudes who know their body very well.
Yo, you got your own supplements, man?
Fuck yeah, son.
You branching out.
You know what I'm doing, Hannibal Buress. I'm out there trying to spread everything that I learn. If I find interesting shit, I try to sell it. It's the way to do it. It's like ethical economics. Anyway, Onnit.com, use the code word Rogan, save 10% off any and all supplements. That does not apply to strength and conditioning equipment. That's just all expensive. We're selling cannonballs and shipping them through the mail. So go there, enjoy. Hannibal Buress is here. Young Jamie, cue the music. Maybe. Oh, you fucked up, son. iTunes froze. Don't be blaming iTunes, man. It's this fucking computer from the 1990s that I have. Here we go.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Now people get to see all the stupid shit that's on the list there.
It's not on there. Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, what the fuck? Hannibal Buress is here, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up?
I like meeting a dude who I only know you by your comedy. Yeah. I actually bought your comedy. I listened to it on the way home from Irvine and laughed my ass off. And then meeting you, and just within minutes, we're talking on the air.
Yeah.
I like that. That's the best
cool,
way
man.
to do it.
Yeah,
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for doing it, man.
I'm excited that you have products and stuff. That's good to branch out, dude.
Well, it's all shit that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I just try to get I try to keep myself interested. I think
right.
that I feel different when I get excited about something.
Yeah.
Like a new exercise or a new hobby I'm trying or anything. I get excited when I'm in a new... So I try to spread that.
Yeah.
As much as I can.
Because I try to think... I want to get into other aspects of business, and that's cool that you done stuff that you're interested in. Because I like comedy. I talk about this I like comedy, but I understand that it's fleeting. So if everything in comedy went away from you, got supplements and shit.
Yeah, but I don't think comedy's fleeting. You really think so? I think it's like one of the least fleeting things
not
ever.
Fleeting, but I'm just saying
it needs maintenance.
It needs maintenance, but the thing is in a business. Like I'm talking about where, stuff might be going well, but then you're not working as much anymore.
I got a theory about that, man.
What's that?
I think that shit's in the past.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I think guys would go away because they wouldn't get gigs anymore. They wouldn't get television shows. They wouldn't get all these things. Yeah. But now everybody promotes themselves. Everybody has a Twitter account. Everybody has a website. Everybody, when you get fans now, they know where they can find you.
Yeah.
It used to be, if you weren't on television, hey, where did he go? Where's this guy? Where'd he go? Yeah. He vanished. You can't just go to his Facebook page and read a blog that he wrote today that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You can't go and watch a YouTube clip that he made when he was fucking around in his backyard with his dog. Yeah. That's hilarious. All that shit is new.
Oh.
I don't
confident.
I'm totally 100% confident.
That's confident.
I don't think you're going anywhere, Hannibal Buress, but the top, son.
Thank you.
You're talented.
And then you've inspired me to get my tiny bottles of lotion for hotels business going, because that's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about tiny bottles of lotion, and that seems like a stable business. People use it. I want to get in that.
Yeah, people do use it. Someone's got to be selling them that shit.
Yeah,
It's a good point. And
I wanna
you could
get into
maybe
that.
have some better smelling stuff.
better smelling stuff, and maybe some jokes on the lotion.
That's a good
Snapple
idea.
style with
That's
lotion,
a
though?
good idea.
Man.
Not too funny though. You don't want to do jerking off with your lotion and cracking up.
No, yeah, not that type of
Lose
stuff.
your
but,
rhythm
Yeah, you don't want to use
in the middle of it.
You
Start
don't
laughing.
lose your stroke.
Yeah,
but-
when a dude loses his stroke, when you go limp while jerking off, man, those are tough times. Like getting it up again while you're jerking off.
Well, that's just
That's a lot of
struggles.
work.
You just got, but that's just if you focused. if you're really about making it to your goal, then you just power through.
That's really what it is. It
Yeah.
seems frivolous, but it's really just an exercise in achieving your goals.
Yeah, fall down 9 times, get up 9 times. Why do they say?
They say get up 10. It
they
doesn't
say
make
get up
any
10.
sense.
Like, what the fuck are you
Because
talking
they're
about?
idiots. Because people who fall down a lot get brain damage. You fall down a lot, you hurt your head. You can't just fall down 9 times. You're going to
No.
get fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Little kids fall down, they hurt themselves. Well,
Yeah.
you're a grown man, you're going to fall down 9 times, you're not going to break something?
Why are you falling so? What's up with your balance? Are you getting tackled or are you just straight up falling?
You got a bum knee, son? You
I
got
don't
your
know.
ankle weak? You got a weak foot?
Yeah, people gotta get it together.
Fall down 9 times, get up 10. What are you saying?
Yeah,
How does that even work?
it doesn't. I don't know.
I guess get up in the morning. You count that one.
They're counting getting up in the morning. That's what they're counting.
Well, you can't count that because you
that's-
got to count lying down in bed
Yeah,
then, too. That's falling down.
Yeah,
You gave up, bitch. You went to sleep.
Yeah, man. So basically, what I'm saying is fuck that old Dwayne Wade commercial. That's why I came here, Joe Rogan.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here, man. To promote Nature Box and say, fuck that stupid commercial.
Yeah, congrats to Nature Box. That's congrats to them because this is pretty new company, right? Or is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Like-
I honestly don't know too much about them other than their stuff tastes good.
But yeah, I mean, I know it's cheesy and old, philosophical quote shit, but this was an idea and now it's good and it's here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like when anybody comes up with anything that's a good idea.
yeah,
It's interesting. It's interesting to see new companies sprout out because of the internet too. Like there's businesses now. You could have never had it. Like today, if you ever want an excuse to start your own business, today's the fucking like. Here, this company, Vehement Knives. They make homemade knives. They made me a knife. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful handcrafted knife. Like they sent me a video of how they made it.
right.
That's like it's beautiful handcrafted artisanship. I mean, I didn't really need a knife, but it's cool as fuck that somebody would do that, and it's
Yeah.
cool as fuck that these guys who are listening to the podcast, they're podcast listeners. They came up with an idea for a company, and they started doing it, and now that's their job. That's their
Yeah.
business. They don't have to work for anybody.
That's
You're
awesome.
making your own shit, making
Making
knives or whatever, making old record players. Who knows what the fuck you want to make?
What are you
But
gonna do with that knife?
That knife?
Just like
It's gonna sit around my house and look cool.
sit around the house. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a trophy wife you never fuck. One of those. Just sit around, look sporty. No, I'll take it somewhere maybe. I'll take it hunting. Things go horribly wrong. I might need it.
Yeah.
You get attacked by something out in the wild. You got to defend yourself.
Yeah.
I have plans. I have strategies in my head. Like what I would do if a mountain lion jumped me and was fucking me up. I have like an idea in my head of how I'd fight it with a knife.
Really? Like
Yeah,
as
because
far
I-
as where you hit it with the knife
Yeah.
first, would you get it in the face, in the gut?
You got to give the animal something to bite onto. That's very important. You got to put something in front of the animal so that it bites that before it
Yeah.
bites you. So it bites the first thing it can get instinctively.
Yeah.
That's when you stab it in the neck.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a great strategy.
I think that's the only strategy. You got to be willing to
Yeah.
sacrifice one of your arms, though. Your arm's
Yeah.
going to get mauled to
My
shit.
strategy,
it's gonna be useless.
because I'm pretty logical, but at times I'm irrational and delusional. So I think that I could knock out a mountain lion with a 2-hit combo.
A two-hit combo.
Like a mountain lion, I hit him with the right, hit him with the left, and I'm stepping back.
Dude, you got mad confidence in your punching power. Yeah, I don't know if you
I don't
can
even
knock
plant
out
my
even a
feet.
house cat. You ever try to knock out a house cat? A house cat can take a fucking tremendous punch.
Really?
It's very rare they go out.
How do you know that?
Well, I never punched a cat, but I did
Well.
watch a cat jump from a tree.
And
He
then
got
just-
stuck in a tree. I mean, this fucking cat must have fallen like 30 feet, hit the ground, bam, and started running. I mean, it was unbelievable. I thought the cat was dead for sure. I was
Yeah.
watching the cat fall.
And just started running. Yeah, that
It
is
hit
pretty...
the ground. There's a video. There's a video of it on YouTube. I saw it online. The cat hits the ground and fucking takes off at a full clip.
Wow.
Doesn't go, whoa, hold up, what the fuck just happened? cat fell 30 feet, which is approximately like, what would that be for a person?
I don't
A
know.
6 foot tall person falling 30 feet.
It'd be
That's
crazy.
terrible compared to a cat. Cat is 4 inches high. And
Yeah.
it fell that far, and it was fine.
That's crazy because I can't even walk right away if I have like a huge fart. I still kind of gotta. I can't. I gotta. It's
I know
a
what
little
you
bit.
mean.
Yeah.
You get shaky.
You get shaky. Your
No
body
confidence
gets
in your
taken
legs.
over. Yeah. So good for that cat for just being.
Well, I think they have like, really flexible bones, don't they? Cats like they they're built different than us.
Yeah.
They can definitely take impacts we can't.
Right.
My point is, I don't think the left right's gonna work.
I don't think it would.
You might have to
either,
get the
but
tie
I
clench. You go with the knees.
Yeah.
You
I
have to
don't
drop
know
some knees
those
on the tiger.
techniques.
Yeah, here's the cat. Watch this fucking cat. This cat falls out of this fucking tree, man. You're like, that cat's dead, right?
Oh,
Okay, first of all, I said 30 feet. That shit's way higher than 30 feet.
Said 80 feet.
Look at that. Boom, and then see ya. And the cat runs off.
wow.
80 feet. The cat fell 80 feet. Okay, that's just a different thing. They're just way different than us. Look at that. Cat's fine. Meow.
Nah, that cat is broken up, but it's in shock.
You might be right. You might be right. I mean, look at that shit, though, man.
Oof. Did it fall on his?
Look, it fell on its back.
Yeah, that's
That's
shock.
a shitty
That
cat.
cat is broken up.
That's a shitty cat. I thought cats always fell on their fucking legs.
That cat had human like self consciousness where you know how we fought like I'm cool. That's what that cat was doing. That cat is not fine.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Did you notice it hit the branches on the way down? I bet it
Uh,
got knocked the fuck out.
yeah.
I bet that's what happened. I bet it got dazed.
Yeah.
It probably hit one of those branches, and then maybe that's what helped it survive. Maybe getting KO'd by the branch. Like, watch this. Whap!
Oh man.
Did it hit a branch?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. I wonder what part hit the branch.
And then they ran under the car.
Yeah, it
What if-
bolted.
Okay, that's good.
Bank.
Did it-
Yeah. See it? Bam. Yeah, it definitely hit that tree. At least it looks like it in that perspective. Poor cat. Anyway, he's fine. A mountain lion's like that, but bigger. In
Yeah.
fact, they say that like house cats and mountain lions are very similar in their amount of power, like what they can generate per
Yeah.
pound of body weight, which is pretty fucking crazy. When you think that a mountain lion is out there running around, like a 50-pound mountain lion would fucking kill you easy then.
Yeah, that would be a bummer way to die. Do you go in the woods and hunt and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing that recently. But when you go in the woods hunting, you're armed.
Yeah.
You're not worried nearly as much as if you're hiking.
You go in California or where you go?
No, I have. Well, I've been pig hunting in California. I went wild pig hunting. Did once. But I've been Wisconsin and Montana are the two places. And Montana's been the only place I camped outside.
And do you have a hunting crew, or is it other comics, or is you got?
I went with Brian Callen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with him twice. We didn't go pig hunting together. I went that with another guy. I went with this. There's a guy named Steve Ranella, and he's got this TV show called Meat Eater. And he's a hunter. And he took us hunting, and I got hooked on it.
Really?
Dude, it's fascinating shit.
Do you eat the stuff you hunted?
Yeah, I'm trying to only eat that. That's what I'm trying to
It's
do.
fresh and unprocessed,
Yeah, I mean it's 100% organic.
except for the lead.
Yeah, you don't have to keep showing that pig. Man. That's the pig I murdered. That's a photo of the pig. Murdered it. You can't say murder because it's not a person. You're supposed to say harvest.
Harvest?
Makes it sound better. That's what they like.
Really?
You're killing an animal. But you're
Harvest-
killing an animal
no,
every
you-
time you eat a ham sandwich.
You harvest tomatoes.
Yeah, well, they think of it as crops, not as crops, but as something you're getting out of the earth.
Okay.
You're harvesting an animal from the earth, bringing it
Yeah.
home and eating it. I'm trying to only eat that at home. I just think there's a lot of bad karma attached to factory farming.
Yeah.
I just think I like meat. I don't want to give up the idea of eating meat, but when you watch those PETA videos, and people could say all they want about that's a fraction of those of those animals get treated like
Yeah.
that. Most animals get treated ethically and humanely.
Yeah.
I have a friend who has a farm, and he raises grass-fed beef. He raises these beef for slaughter. They have a full pasture they graze in, and they're out there eating grass, no hormones, no antibiotics, no nothing. Those cats they're scared as fuck. Like if you go anywhere near those cows, those
Yeah.
cows freak out. You
'Cause
know
they-
why? Because they know we're killers. And we're going to eat them eventually, and they're trapped in this cage.
Yeah.
Like the idea that it's way better, yeah,
Right.
it's better. It's definitely better. Most of the time, it's better, but it's
Yeah.
still a freak out. They're still
Yeah.
trapped.
Well, that's the lot in life they took, of given. They were given that lot in life.
That's a sucky lot in life.
It is. But so you just don't because hunting is just doing the same thing, but on a more base level, just on a smaller level.
In a way, yeah.
You're just doing it. I mean, you're cutting out the middleman, and you're cutting out.
You're cutting out the middleman, and the animal's living completely wild. There's like a concept behind hunting that certain type of people do. It's called fair chase.
Yeah.
And what that means is that you're not dealing with a fenced-in environment, that you're only hunting in an animal that's truly wild, a
Right.
wild animal that can go wherever it wants. So in order to harvest this animal, you have to figure out how to get close enough to it. You got to stalk it. You gotta understand where the wind's blowing. Like, there's a lot of factors involved. And when you take that animal, most likely that animal would not have even known you existed until it died. Like, out of nowhere, it just dies.
Right.
And it's the most ethical way. But
Yeah.
that animal's still scared as fuck if it sees a person.
Yeah.
The reason being is there's people like me that'll shoot it.
Right. No, I see that where it's not being, just chilling out, waiting to, and it hasn't just seen its friends be slaughtered and hung up.
Yeah, it's not trapped.
Yeah.
It's a wild animal. You're going out and getting a wild animal. But it's also a wild animal that's most of the time they're aware of people, and they don't want to be anywhere near us.
Yeah.
The real tripper is when you can go and you can see a wild animal that probably never saw a fucking human being. Like, go up to the Yukon or some shit.
Yeah. And then they freak out, or they
don't even know what the fuck you are. Like caribou will just look at you like, what the fuck is this? Sometimes antelopes will come towards people because they don't know what the fuck they are.
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck are you? I never seen one of you before. And then, booyah!
Point blank.
Yeah. Well, not that close. They don't get that close, but they will look at you. But sometimes antelopes have encountered people, and sometimes caribou have encountered people. And once they've encountered people, they get way touchier.
Yeah. Do you have a catchphrase when you hunt? Like when you hit one?
I need one.
Booyah!
Booyah, is that it?
Blam, blam, we eating ham.
That's awesome.
You need a catchphrase.
That's the perfect one for pig hunting, man. That is the perfect one. I'm actually, I'm in the process of brining a ham right now that I'm going to smoke. I bought a smoker.
Brining means soak it in.
It's soaked in salt and brown sugar.
Okay.
And it's been soaking in this brine for like 5 days.
Wow.
And I'm gonna smoke it tomorrow.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
It's this new thing I'm into.
That's great, dude.
It's fun.
I eat almost exclusively delivery, so we lead opposite lives. Totally opposite lives.
Well, I love delivery. Don't get me wrong. Delivery is like one of the greatest things ever. That you could sit in your house and someone could bring you delicious food.
Yeah. But yeah, we're at the opposite spectrums of eating. Where I am not only as a middleman, but there's a lot of the steps where somebody's bringing it to me.
To your house. You're not even going to the restaurant.
I'm using an app to do it. I'm using Seamless Web to do it, and that's going to the restaurant. The restaurant's getting the food from somewhere. Then that's making the food and bringing it to me and you're actually going and shooting pigs in the face.
You don't want to shoot them in the face.
I know that.
But you do, but you don't want to miss them. If you could just shoot them in the head, that'd be ideal.
Yeah. The face is the head.
Yeah, you're right.
What you mean, side of the head?
No, you really want to go for the heart and the lungs. You go for the body. That's how you. That's how you usually stop them, because you can miss the head and graze their nose, and blow their face off. That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Like deer get their face blown off. Someone tries for a headshot and they miss.
Yeah.
And then the animal's still running around with half a face.
Well, I was just trying to be funny, Joe.
Me too. I just failed. My part failed. Do you think you could ever do it? You ever thought about going hunting?
I think I could. I don't know. I'm not a patient person. I'm very. I need stuff to happen right away.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. I actually only time it was in Mississippi when I was a kid. My aunt stayed in the country in Mississippi. Like, Isola, Mississippi was a small town, so it's very country. So there were wild hogs around there, and I had a shotgun, and I was able to shoot one shot off at a pig, and I missed. So that was my only experience with hunting. I fished once and caught a fish, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, maybe I could do it. It would be a different experience just to be in that type of life, and just knowing that it's people that do that a lot, just seeing that type of the world. Like I for my pilot for Comedy Central, I worked on a goat farm, actually.
Whoa.
Where they milk the goats They sell goat milk and everything there, and they got the billy goats, and then it was really different just being in that environment where these people, this is what they do for a living, and they just live off goats. They milk,
Wow.
they milk goats. They got goat cheese. They got goat lip balm, and this crazy thing, So that was real cool. So I am interested in that world. I don't know if I could probably visit it.
You're urbanized?
Yeah, I'm urbanized to the core, I think. Maybe older, maybe we'll get older. I would, try some different stuff and do it for an extended amount of time. But right now, I'm pretty comfortable.
Yeah,
city
no,
life.
look, cities are definitely an awesome invention.
Yeah,
What a great idea to cut all that nonsense out.
yeah.
But the thing I found about it is that nonsense, or the hunting and fishing too, they're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun on some weird visceral level.
It's fun, and
Yeah.
you probably it probably feels good to go through that where you kill the animal, you do
You
the
eat
skinning and cook, and you make it.
Yeah.
and just you did it all. It has to feel real fulfilling, and that's what we used to do as humans. So
Do you think you'd be interested in going hunting on a TV show? Would you be interested in doing it?
probably, yeah,
'Cause
I'd go hunting on a
I think
TV
that's
show.
a great idea for a show. I think that's the next show. I mean, like Steve Ranella, this guy from the host of Media, and I've been trying to think of a show.
Yeah.
I think the show is taking comedians hunting. I think that's look. That's something that it's a very controversial thing too.
Really? I mean, I don't find it. I think if you're a meat eater, you can't really find it
If you're a meat eater,
controversial. But you're talking about for vegetarians.
vegetarians have an issue with it, but really dummies. It's
Yeah.
very controversial with dummies. Dummies love to knee jerk on that. Like, oh, you want to shoot an animal? Is that
Yeah.
what you want to do? You want to kill animals? You a badass?
Yeah.
If you're really a badass, why don't you use a knife? Like they'll say something. Why don't you use your bare hands? Yeah,
Right.
because you'd fucking lose. Like, oh, bitch, what team are you on?
It's people are interested in that. You know what's funny with people like not a vegetarian debate, but my girlfriend is vegetarian, but and kosher, but eats fish.
Huh?
And I try to say that's not true vegetarian
At all.
Is eat salmon, and then only certain types of fish though.
Like
Only-
wild fish?
Only kosher fish.
Only kosher fish. Oh, she's
Yeah.
crazy. You got to get away from her.
No, she's
voodoo.
good.
That's voodoo. Kosher is voodoo. Do you know who that is? It's voodoo.
I try to say like that's old rules. Like
It's
why,
so
why don't
dumb.
they update it?
Well, they use that as like in certain slaughterhouses. They have to have a rabbi come, and they have to
Yeah.
use a knife. Like the slaughterhouse, we filmed Fear Factor in a slaughterhouse,
Mhm.
and that was the first time in my life that I recognized very clearly that places contain memories. They contain something, some feeling of some shit that went down there.
Yeah.
Because the moment I walked into that slaughterhouse, like the moment, like as you get closer to it, where you park your car, you get out of your car, start walking towards the door, you feel heavy.
Yeah.
You feel it. You could feel it.
Don't be looking at my boys, alright? Alright, Anubis? Don't fuck around.
You feel weird shit in that place. You're walking around. It might be psychological, but it might also be that place is still buzzing with a million fucking slaughtered cows freakouts because it feels like it. It feels like a spot where if you came around that spot, if you were like in the old school Game of Thrones days, and you came over a hill and you went, stop. Why does this place feel fucking shitty? What happened here?
Well,
Like,
Joe, that feeling also could have been, man, I'm about to make strangers eat bugs.
there was no eating bugs. It was a simple task.
Oh.
They had to dunk their head in vats of blood and pull out cow hearts with their teeth.
But you felt the vibe of that place.
I'm probably full of shit. I know I was high as fuck. So I might have just been tricking myself into thinking. A lot of people get mad sometimes at what I say. You know, that doesn't even make any sense. Shit, doesn't even make sense to me. All right, relax.
Yeah, people get upset about opinions. It's easy to you have to kind of you got to take yourself out of yourself sometimes. Remember, like, oh yeah, that's just a person saying stuff. Like,
you also got to be able to poke holes in your own theories.
Yeah,
you have to. Like right there, like I'm telling you, I felt this weird, crazy thing. But the reality is, I was highly lit up on marijuana. I mean, I was lit up.
You used to shoot that show high?
I would do every episode high as fuck. So high sometimes that I forget how to talk right.
I could never.
It was the only way I could do it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because it was so preposterous. After like 8 or 9 episodes, I was like, wow, this is the most... And I was like, God damn it, this show is gonna stay on TV. You know, on one hand, I definitely wanted it to stay on TV because it was great job, a lot of nice people I worked with, the money was great, NBC was great. But on the other hand, I'm like, oh my God, how can I keep doing this?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can keep doing this. So it was like a beautiful job, but a job. But a job that I could do high.
Right.
Then it became fun. Once I could do it high.
That's funny because I never smoked weed before TV appearances, anything on TV, but people think I'm high on TV all the time.
Well, if you got tested, you would be high. I think what you're talking about is like intoxicated or affected. There's two different things. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm always affected by weed. Always.
Yeah.
Like basically medicated by weed. But I'm not always high.
Right.
But I'm affected.
You mean because you might have smoked a couple days ago or something like that?
Even a day ago.
But
2 days ago.
I'm talking like because there was a period where I really didn't even smoke weed for a few years. And even then, people would say, are you high on stage? Are you high right now? Like, you must be
Well, you have a stoner style comedy in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a negative, but it's a positive. You're a thinking comedian. You're a really funny writer. Like you take like really hilarious, absurd turns in your comedy. It's fun to listen to.
Yeah.
So like when you hear that, you go, "Oh, this guy's high as fuck. He's coming up with the shot."
I guess I get annoyed because I'm like, if I was high, do you know how bad this would be? If I was high, like, what's up with all these lights? Who's that? What are you looking at me for? Why is he staring at me? Why is the guy with the camera staring at me?
Or you would get used to it, and it would
probably
just
get
be
used
like
to it.
everything else.
Yeah, I guess so.
The first time I ever got high on stage, it was like skiing downhill when you don't know how to stop.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
I mean, I made it to the bottom. I didn't crash. It was like one of my best sets ever, but I didn't do it again for like 10 years. I was terrified.
Yeah.
I was terrified. I just got high with some friends and never quite sobered up. And then I'm like, shit, I got to go do comedy. And I went on stage just accidentally high.
Yeah.
It was great, but I was terrified.
I've done it slightly high recently. But I can't be
blitzed.
I can't be blazed. If I'm blazed, if I'm too blazed, I just gotta leave. If it's a public place, a bunch of people. If I'm too blazed, I'm all right. See y'all later. I'm going home to my safe place.
There's definitely times when you can fuck up. You just get. There was a professional jiu-jitsu tournament that I went to that a friend of mine was competing in, and we went to watch him and support him. And after the jiu-jitsu tournament, we went backstage, and we were all on these pot edibles that this friend had given us, and they were pills. And my friend said, only take one, don't take two. I listened to him. I took one. My friend Eddie took two.
Yeah.
Eddie Bravo took two, and I was talking to this dude. And I was just way too high to be talking to anybody. And the dude that I was talking to is just a straight killer. And he's a weird killer. Yeah. He's a guy who had a reputation. Like, he got in a street fight and actually killed a guy with a triangle. They had to revive the guy. He held on to the triangle. They got in an altercation on the side of a highway. Yeah. He got out. I think his friend fought the guy first, and then he fought the guy. I don't know the whole story.
So it was one of those regular fight where the guy was one person was trying to
Mhm.
square up like a regular person, and the other person was like, I fight for a living.
Exactly.
I never want to get in such
I don't want to say the
situation like
dude's name because he wound up actually going to jail for rape. He raped some chick allegedly. I mean, I don't know what happened, but he got arrested for raping
all of your fans.
Well, I mean,
Google.
I don't know what happened. But
MMA
I do
rapist.
know that the guy, he actually had to like skip town. He took off, and then they caught him because he was doing jujitsu. He couldn't stop doing jujitsu. He loved jujitsu so much that he went to a gym and he was strangling motherfuckers, and the people couldn't believe how good he was. And there's a certain level where, like, when you get to like a brown belt level or black belt level, if some guy can manhandle you, you're like, who is this guy? Like,
Right.
this is something crazy. Like, what, have you competed before? Like, who are you? Like, why are you so good?
Mhm.
This guy was just that good. He was
Yeah.
just strangling all these people, so it arose a bunch of suspicion. So they checked out his name, and they're like, wow, that's that dude wanted for rape.
Oh man.
So I'm there, super high as fuck before the rape charge, super high as fuck talking to this guy, and I'm like, man, something is wrong with this motherfucker. I'm like picking up a vibration in his soul. He's
Yeah.
willing to go to dark places if you fuck with him.
Yeah.
Like, this is the wrong dude to fuck with. And then a couple months later, he's running from the police, doing jujitsu as a nom de plume.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well,
Pretty crazy.
I love it so much. I
He
can't
couldn't
not
help
do
it.
it.
It's like, once you get really good at it, it becomes like a video game. But like, imagine if you could play a video game in real life where you actually get to do all the killing, and
Yeah,
the other guys really don't even have a good shot at killing you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, go ahead, try to choke me. You know, that's how good this guy was. This guy
Yeah.
he was world class. So he couldn't resist. He wanted to go there and just strangle a bunch of men. You know, I don't know what it was. I mean, somebody might have fucked with him when he was young and he never forgot it. And that happens to a lot of guys. They have like childhood abuse. Somebody kicks their ass when they're a kid,
Right.
and they just become this fucking savage because of that.
Yeah.
They develop that defensive mechanism. You know.
I enjoy fighting, but when I watch it, like if fighting comes on,
You enjoy watching it.
I enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy watching fighting, MMA or boxing, but just because it's fascinating. Like, yo, these dudes attack each other for a living. Like, that's all they do.
Yeah.
Like, it's
a
crazy.
hard way to make a
Like,
living.
like watching dudes, like, I'm a punch. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, this is my dream. This is what I want to do. I want to fight people, and I'm willing to take the chance that I might get knocked out in front of thousands of people and millions watching at home.
I don't often recommend people get high before sporting events, but if there's a sporting event, you should definitely get high at least once and be
Yeah.
there live. It's a UFC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My friends do it all the time. You know, especially in places like California where it's legal.
Yeah.
They're not really interested in breaking any laws.
Right.
Colorado, where it's legal. Washington State, where it's legal. Washington State, last time we went up there, you could smell weed all throughout the place.
Really?
We walked. Oh, it stunk of
In
weed.
the stadium.
Yeah, Vancouver too. You go up to there's a UFC in Vancouver. The whole place smells like weed. People just
Yeah.
light up. They just keep it low and light up right in the stands. Fuck it.
Yeah, man. Probably watching somebody get knocked out high would be crazy to me. Live.
Yeah, choked out live's crazy, but it's also watching how goddamn good they are. You know, when you're super tuned in, you know, for people who don't get high, the idea behind it is like, well, yeah, if there's something you should get drunk and go do, it's go get drunk and watch the Super Bowl. Duh. You know, that's a stupid thing to say. But when I'm saying get high and watch mixed martial arts, you don't have to watch UFC. Watch some kickboxing.
Mhm.
When you watch like anything like high level athletics where two dudes have a lot at stake, which is what it is,
Yeah.
you're so tuned into what they're doing. The whole thing is like electrifying.
Right.
Before I used to work for the UFC, I never do the UFC high ever. But before I used to work for the UFC, I used to love to get barbecued and watch the fights.
Yeah.
It was awesome. The whole thing is such a wild experience, like primal experience, you know?
Yeah.
That when you're baked, you just tune into it. Ooh.
Yeah, it's just man, I couldn't imagine getting just. Well, I've seen some of the highlights of fights where it's just crazy. Like a guy is getting his ass whooped, and all of a sudden he's whooping other guys, but getting destroyed. Like,
Yeah.
not like the guy got a couple punches in. Like, this dude is bloody. He was just getting destroyed. Like, oh, he's about to lose. And then all of a sudden, he has this dude in a fucking rear naked choke or something, and the dude is tapping out. Like, how did that happen? How was he able to take 15 punches to the face?
It
and
happens
then-
all the time,
and then
too.
still win the fight.
there's certain dudes that can just take it.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that you learn when you watch MMA.
Yeah.
All that all men are created equal bullshit,
Yeah.
that's a dirty, stinky lie that will fuck you over if you believe it. All men are not created equal.
No.
Not even a little bit. There's
I
some
know.
dudes that can do shit you can't do.
Yeah.
All right? You can't move like Anderson Silva. Period.
Right.
All right? If you're some dude who thinks that all men are created equal and you get in there with Anderson Silva, that fucking guy moves like he's in another dimension.
Yeah.
Most guys can't handle that.
Okay, but I understand that exercise. You exercise your body, your legs, back, arms,
Right.
abs, chest. You can work that.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you make your face strong?
A lot of it's genetics.
It's genetic. Like, how can you just take punches in the face
Well, I
and not
can't.
pass out?
I can't. I mean, I can. You know, I've been hit in the face many times, but I know I don't like it, and I know
No, I don't
I'm
think
not the
anybody
best at it.
I don't like it. Maybe there's a few people that do like it, but I don't like it
There's
either.
some dudes who get fired up by it, but
Yeah.
there's some guys that take a shot way better. You know, I don't have an extraordinary ability to take a shot, but I don't have a weak chin either. Some guys, it's really weird. Like, it could be past trauma. It could be that they've been hit in the head too many times.
Mhm.
But some guys just can't take a shot at all.
Yeah.
It's weird. They get hit like half decent and they get wobbly.
Yeah.
Whereas like some dudes like Pacific Islanders, like Samoans,
Yeah.
God damn, those dudes are known for being able to take a shot. Like
Yeah.
David Tua. You ever see David Tua fight?
No.
He's a heavyweight boxer. Fought like he had
I feel like I know that
crazy
name, yeah.
potential. He lost to Lennox Lewis when Lennox Lewis was on the top.
Yeah.
But David Tua was crushing people. He knocked out John Ruiz. Pull up David Tua versus John Ruiz. This was when they were both contenders before Ruiz won the title, and David Tua knocked him out in one round. David Tua was terrifying because he could hit like a train, and his head was like fire hydrant sized.
Yeah.
And he could just bang, you just take him in the face. There he is.
Which is scary, right?
Oh, my
yeah, I
God.
remember this dude.
And you see there, Olympic bronze medalist in '92. I mean, he was a serious athlete. So it wasn't just that he could take a great punch. He was also an elite boxer. I mean, David Tua in his prime, he's one of the guys that gets looked past. Like on any given night, David Tua might have been able to beat everyone in the world.
Wow.
It's just putting together those nights over and over and over again. Look at this. Boom! Ruiz is hurt. Look at this motherfucker.
man.
Come on, son. How good was
So
David
fast.
Tua?
That's-
Terrifying.
That's most embarrassing when half of you is like outside of the ring.
Mhm.
That's worse than. It's just something more demoralizing about that. And your wife is there and shit.
Yeah, dude, he
Your
got
kids
fucked
your
up.
kids are crying.
The world
Your
was
team.
denied David Tua versus Mike Tyson. It's a denial. Like the world lost something because those two never fought.
Oh,
You
man.
know? I mean, god damn, David Tua was good. Lennox fought Tyson, but Tyson was already, look at this. He's out cold. But Tyson was already, past his prime,
So-
and he had chemical problems then. He was doing coke, apparently.
So do you think when, David Tua was probably heavily favored for that fight, right?
I don't know who was favored because John Ruiz is a stud, man. John
Okay.
Ruiz is he won the title. He beat some really high level guys. Like John Ruiz is a real good boxer.
Okay. But
David Tua just caught him.
But I just mean, say a fight like with Tua is against somebody and Tua is highly favored, but this other guy has his team there, that everybody's hyped. Like, you got to get him. But do you think there's people in that team like, man, he's about to get his ass
Of
whipped?
course. You got to get rid of those people, man. There's people on your team that will say that to you, man. Don't fight that dude. You go, what the fuck, man? You can't say that shit. You do need to hear that, though. You do need to hear that.
Yeah. I would want that.
You need it.
I mean, but it also is it's a job, too, where it's like, well, he probably going to whip my ass, but more could just do.
There's certain dudes here's a perfect example. When Vinny Pazienza fought Roy Jones Jr., someone should have pulled Vinny aside and went, "Listen, dude, don't fight this guy.
Yeah.
Like this is not the guy for you. Not right now."
Did he beat the first round or something?
He was the only guy ever, Vinny Pazienza was, to never score a single punch in a round ever. Roy Jones hit him at will, and he literally couldn't hit Roy Jones. was when Roy Jones was in the
Yeah,
Matrix.
and was dancing and
Roy
rapping.
Jones, Roy Jones went through like a series of years where everybody was like, "Oh, he's got no competition. You know, it's too bad there's not another really good fighter." It's not there's not a really good fighter.
Yeah.
It's just he's so fucking good that
Yeah.
he makes everybody else look like they don't belong in there with him.
Yeah. Oh,
Guys
he's-
who in any other era were bad motherfuckers.
Right.
Dude, this is Roy Jones when he was the best ever. In my opinion, he was the most impressive fighter ever for a period of,
Nah, he
a
was
few
nasty.
years.
Do you remember his rap song?
Yeah. look,
Y'all must have forgot.
this is when he finished Pazienza at the end of the fight. God damn, he was good. Or is this the first round? This is the first round. This was when Roy Jones Jr. was literally perfect. He had reflexes that no one could fuck with, completely unorthodox style, very rarely used a jab, used leaping left hooks as much as he used a jab, and was just so fucking fast, man.
Yeah.
You just couldn't catch up with that rhythm. His rhythm was so fast. It would fuck with guys because they'd get in there and you got a certain expectation of how long it's going to take before a guy hits you.
Right.
So, like, if you're here and he's here, maybe something could come here, maybe. But with Roy Jones, it was dang, 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 dang. And
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, shit. I can't get away from those. I don't even know when those are coming.
Yeah. I went to Mayweather Canelo.
Oh, that was a masterful work.
Yeah.
Masterful.
I never seen Mayweather live. And I knew he was great, obviously, but when you see him live, you see how fast he is. Like, so much faster. And Canelo was only 21 or something. Mayweather
Yeah.
was 37.
Yeah.
And he was way faster than him and just dodged everything. Like, he anticipated every move. It was crazy to see how fast and just skilled he was.
You know what it also is? It's not just fast. He's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good technically. And by that, what I mean is that for folks who just watch like a guy box, you're seeing a guy move around, you go, oh, well, this guy's trying to hit this guy and that guy's trying to avoid it. But there's a language going on, just like when you're speaking in a conversation, just like when two people are speaking. Like if you and I were talking and we're having a good conversation, it's because I'm recognizing what you're saying and you're recognizing what I'm saying, and we're combining our thoughts together. We're laughing and having some fun. There's like a flow to it. But you could have a conversation with some other person who just gets real aggressive with you and you don't want to talk because you're intimidated, or you start stuttering on your words because you think this guy's gonna bark at you, or you're worried that you're saying something wrong because they're being very judgmental towards you. And so then the conversation takes on a completely different flow.
Yeah.
Well, that's what fighting is.
Right.
Fighting is like that. It's like there's movements, and there's movements that get you to react, and then there's recognizing your movements and your patterns and playing off of them, interrupting those patterns. Just like when someone's argumentative and they interrupt you in mid-conversation to refute the first couple things you say, and it throws you off. You can't you try to finish your thought, but it's not the same thought as it was because the guy blocked you.
Right.
That's like a guy gets hit, but he still tries to punch the guy when the guy's out of range, knowing the guy's out of range. But just to let him know, it's really essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
So what Mayweather is in his mastery is like a masterful physical conversationalist.
Yeah.
He knows how to control the action.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing. There's a voodoo to that.
Yeah.
When a guy's at his best, like a Roy Jones in his prime or a Mayweather right now, there's a voodoo to the way they move.
Right. You think Mayweather he won't get beat before he retires? Do you think?
I worry about him beating himself.
Yeah.
I worry about him doing something crazy. Like, you heard what happened with those guys that were working for him? Some jewelry went up missing. He had these guys allegedly. They got the shit beat out of them. But now it all seems to go away. No charges have been filed, which is the right way to handle it. Just sorry. Apparently the guys weren't the people who stole the jewelry. But look, I'm hearing 18th hand stories. I don't know what the fuck really happened.
Yeah.
But let's pretend nothing ever happened. It was a total misunderstanding.
It's alleged.
What I worry is that something like that would happen and that he would wind up going to jail again. I mean, I just think the guy, if you're a boxing fan, I think he's one of the best ever.
Yeah.
I think he's like as far as like an athlete, I think Mayweather's like a national hero.
Yeah.
I mean, not a national hero, like a national treasure. It's like you should really pay attention to this because this is very rare that a guy is this much better than everybody around him.
Yeah.
Nobody can touch him. He's standing in front of a murderous puncher in Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo's all frustrated and flustered.
Yeah.
He just can't hit the dude.
It's just funny. I always hear people say Mayweather's arrogant. Yeah, he's arrogant. He punches people in the face for a living, and he's never lost it.
Yeah.
And he's not punching regular people in the face. He's punching other people in the face that also punch people in the face for a living. Yes, he's arrogant, and he's done it over and over and over for millions of dollars, and that's all he does.
You can't be not arrogant and be that good. You can not display it.
Yeah,
You can do better at hiding it.
but that's tough.
But with him, the thing is about hiding it wouldn't be necessarily beneficial financially.
Yeah, it's better to create that persona.
People want to see him lose.
Yeah.
Like, I think 20, 30% of the people that buy a Mayweather ticket are trying to see him lose.
I would say more.
50?
It depends on
Probably
who,
50.
who he's fighting.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I
But I
mean,
mean, like, no
there's a
matter
lot
who
of-
he's fighting,
There was
there's-
a lot of Mexican flags in the stadium when I was there.
that's true. But I think there's some people that pay to see him lose to anybody, whether it's Canelo Alvarez,
Yeah.
whether it's Filipinos, whether it's Manny
no
Pacquiao,
matter what, yeah.
anybody. They just want to see this motherfucker lose. Ricky Hatton, here we go. They were so disappointed. The English people thought this is the guy. He's gonna
Yeah.
fucking come over here and beat Floyd Mayweather.
He's-
Couldn't even touch that dude.
Hasn't he had a downward spiral since then? Hadn't?
Hatton did, yeah.
Yeah.
He got knocked out by Pacquiao really bad after
Oh.
Mayweather knocked him out. Mayweather knocked him out, but Mayweather, like, he hit him with a left hook. He just
Yeah.
outboxed him masterfully,
See.
and then caught him on the chin and wobbled him, and then finished him off. But Manny Pacquiao slept him.
Yeah.
He caught him after that fight, so it was 2 bad knockouts, and then he took a lot of
Yeah.
time off and started hitting the white.
Yeah. Ricky Hatton need to get in the supplements business.
He needs to diversify. Well, he came back. He had a coke problem for a while, got crazy, did a lot of partying, got depressed, and then got right back into it and got back in shape and had a fight. Lost the fight. But I think he decided after that he just couldn't perform at the same level anymore and he was going to retire.
Yeah.
But you got to realize, for him, if you're listening, Ricky, you can't expect your body to bounce completely back with one fight after you did coke for 5 years. You know? I mean, I don't know what they told you coke does, but you need to give yourself some recovery time.
Yeah.
Coke set in. I know people who did coke in the 70s. They have like serious neuromuscular problems.
Oh shit.
Yeah, people, like a lot of old people that did a lot of coke, like way back when, they developed like all sorts of like weird nervous problems, weird issues with controlling their bodies. Like there's a direct connection that a lot of people have with Richard Pryor went through when he was older, with
Yeah.
all the coke that he did when he was younger.
Yeah. So don't do that much coke. Coke in moderation,
Sound
everybody.
advice.
Coke in light moderation if you have to. If not, don't do it at all.
I also think it's a real problem with coke being illegal. So you don't know what the fuck you're getting. You're getting
Yeah.
coke mixed with some speed.
Yeah. Coke. Well, the government can't go that far and legalize coke.
Do you don't think so? What about decriminalizing it? Do you think that's probable? That's possible?
That still would make it. It still would be. I think it would still have the same problems, right?
But how
Well,
much
do you have to-
worse? I've never done coke. How much worse is coke than alcohol? When you see someone who's really fucked up, drunk, violent, I've
Right.
seen people that are dudes who become totally rapey when they
Yeah.
get drunk, just grabbing girls outside of clubs. Come
Yeah.
here, bitch. I've seen people get crazy. Come on, girl.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You're too good for me.
I
You
think
know?
it's a tough comparison just because of how people take them. You know what I mean? Like you might have 8 shots of liquor,
Mhm.
but for the most part, people not. There's some people definitely that's on the extreme side, but you're not gonna keep on just like hitting
Right.
coke.
That is a problem, right? Is that once you feed that monkey, you want to keep feeding it.
Yeah,
That's the difference, right? You could also get kind of crazy apparently when you've been doing coke all night. Like you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
you
Like
just have energy and you just feel smarter than you are.
well, that's how you are when you're drunk too, right? You're drunk, you're half retarded, and you think
haven't-
you're fine.
Yeah, but you don't slur as much on coke.
Right,
You don't
but
slur.
you talk more.
Talk more. Yeah.
That
Well
is
done,
one of the
like-
most brutal things ever.
Yeah.
Talking to a drunk person when you're sober, or talking to a cokehead when you're sober. Which would you rather?
I would rather talk to probably to a cokehead because they probably at least have some ideas and shit. And even if the ideas aren't that great, I would be in my sober mind, so I'd be able to tweak it to my advantage.
Yeah.
Or like,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
or like counter and like actually kind of guide the conversation a little bit.
Yeah, you know Mike Young? Do you know Mike Young, the comedian?
I know who that is. I don't know. Yeah.
He had a great joke about cokeheads that they always want to start businesses with you. It's so true, man. People will come up to you with like grand plans.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I have ADD, but I don't have an Adderall prescription. But I get it sometimes. I get Adderall sometimes. And when I take an Adderall at the beginning of the day, man, I just crush life, dude. I book all my flights for the next month and a half.
Just get shit done,
I just
right?
Get shit done. I write. I make lists. I handle stuff in my apartment and just handle the stuff on Adderall. I'm legit ADD. I think. Though.
Do you think that okay, when someone says I'm a legit ADD,
yeah,
I believe you and I'm not questioning you.
Yeah.
But isn't you're talking about the effects of a stimulant though?
right.
I mean, when people do stimulants, that's what happens.
Yeah, but I think because I don't get to the point where I'm like, because some people take Adderall and they'll go, they'll be really hype. But for me, you wouldn't be able to tell that I'm
Right.
pumped up. You know what I mean? Like,
But you have much more energy.
But I have much more energy and just focus, and I just handle stuff. Whereas I normally, I'll get on the internet and I'll go, on my computer with plans and just end up dicking around on Twitter or I'll get caught up in a YouTube wormhole. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just looking at
YouTube
stuff.
wormhole. I get those.
Oh man, it's a waste.
Have you ever tried modafinil? Do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is. Is that your other supplement?
No. That's a pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a smart drug. There's Nuvigil and Provigil. Provigil was the original one, I think, and Nuvigil is the newer version.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I've only tried Nuvigil, but apparently the effects are very similar.
Yeah.
It's this weird smart drug.
Right.
And what it does is it just gives you energy. Like when
Yeah.
you're exhausted, like say if you like last night I got a decent amount of sleep. I have 6 hours. I have kids, so
Yeah.
6 hours is pretty good.
Right.
So I feel pretty good. But if you get 3 hours and you're like, fuck, I got to do a bunch of shit today,
Yeah.
you can take one of these Nuvigils, and it's not like coffee.
Right.
It's not like that weird. When I'm like really tired, but I drink coffee, I get that buzzy but dull thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of stupid, but I'm moving around normal.
Mm-hmm.
This is not like that. This is like it alleviates the sleepiness.
Right.
Gone. It's all gone, and now you have energy, and so it's amazing.
Yeah. I need stuff like that because I got with stand up and working on shows and press stuff.
A lot of energy.
Yeah, I need especially for press. Like, if I had to do morning press on the road, man, just to get through those interviews and just to be on point, I have to have something.
Well, folks don't realize, like, what are you fucking complaining about? Wait, you got to be there like 6 a.m, and you work till like 10 o'clock at night on most nights even later.
Yeah, it's not even. It's just a thing where just to be on point. It's not, and I try not to complain about it just because it's part of the job, and I'd rather do it than work construction any day. But sometimes mentally it's tough to do a morning interview. But if I have take Adderall before, then I'm snappy. I got jokes, I got anecdotes, and then I know sometimes now I've learned how to. You gotta take an interview over sometimes, or
Right.
not go on a rant, but you have to not let them. Just because they can get into that, cutting off your jokes and hey, funny man, Hannibal Buress, and just cutting you off with their weirdos.
Right.
So just learning how to do that and just having the energy and focus to be able to is real helpful.
Yeah, the morning radio thing. If like they're good, it's
Yeah.
great.
It's real fun. If
It's
they're
real
good
fun.
and pro and supportive and set you up, but then sometimes they just like, so what's funny in the world right now? Like, motherfuck you for asking me that.
I
What's
did an interview
funny?
the other day. The guy asked me that exact question.
What's making you laugh right now? Like, oh, come
So
on.
Hannibal, what are you talking about on stage?
Oh man,
That's another one they do.
Yeah, somebody asked me that before a show I was doing in New York.
What are you going to talk
A fan just came up like, so what are we talking about today? Like, you now? You.
There's some dudes that would go, well, here's my new piece. It's all about how man is constricted by first his mom and then his wife and then ultimately his lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing is just I try to remember that people aren't coming from a shitty place normally.
Right.
They just don't know how to communicate to me in a way that won't make me feel cynical and hate them. You know what I mean? So I got to keep that in mind. But in the moment, it's like, motherfucker, did you just ask me what's funny in the world right now?
For someone who's not a comic, they wouldn't understand how awkward that would be. Like what you like when you can go on a radio show and they just let you talk, right?
Mhm.
Just hang out. Let's just hang out and be
Let's
funny.
hang out, talk about stuff. Yeah, it's great.
Bounce back and forth from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a lot of them that can do that, though. That's the problem. Do you ever do those radio tours where you have to call like 10 different people and then you realize like 8 of them have the same voice? Like almost exactly.
But it's just a radio voice. Like, I don't know when it was tested, or when it was a study that people like to listen to this right here. We're live here in Nashville. We got Hannibal Buress in the studio. We're live here in Cincinnati. We got Hannibal. Like,
There's a couple versions of that.
it's just a couple versions of that where it's just and then
There's the sports guy as well. Gus Johnson here for Showtime.
there's the news guy. It's just the same as rappers though too. Like rappers, rap voice. You talk to a rapper, they might sound like me, but then when in their rap, they're like, you know what it is. So it's just
right.
it's a persona. It's just a persona that works for that situation.
I like it though. I like the Gus Johnson type voice. Like if a guy's like when I say that about Gus Johnson, I'm
Yeah.
not putting him down. Like I like that professional. Here we are, Madison Square Garden. I don't want a guy who's like, hey,
It sounds
all
like
right,
me.
I'm like me. Like when I do the UFC, there's a reason why I'm the color guy and
Yeah.
I'm not the play-by-play guy. I don't do the big. Here we are, UFC 152. Like those guys are important. Like
Yeah.
I like that. I
That
like
is,
the
it is.
pageantry.
Yeah, it's pageantry. There's a reason
Yeah.
why Michael Buffer works.
Well, yeah, that's even more so because he's an announcer.
He's an announcer, yeah.
Let's get ready to rumble. There's pageantry to all
Yeah,
that.
it's pageantry. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not putting it down, but
it is weird with radio.
it's weird in radio.
Radio, because you don't have to talk like radio's different because it's supposed to be your personality. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
sports, that's a sports guy. The news is the news, but radio is supposed to be your vibe. But then you sound like the dude in St. Louis also.
You sound like the dude who's all over the place. You sound like every guy. You know another place where that exists?
What's that?
Strip club DJs.
Yeah.
I've been trying to analyze this for many years. And I think with strip club DJs, it's like no one wants to hear a dude talking while girls are dancing naked. You do
Yeah.
not want to hear that guy. So he's got to make it like a song. Like, all right, coming to the stage,
Yeah.
it's Amber. Remember, everybody, $14 kamikaze. It's like there's an entertainment aspect to what he's doing. It's like he's almost
Yeah.
like he's singing a song.
But have you been to a black strip club in Atlanta though?
No.
And those DJs.
No,
Those DJs are the most amazing DJs vocally ever
really.
because they drive the tipping. You know what I mean? They
Oh,
cut
right,
in and out,
right,
and
right.
they crack jokes. Like last one it's just so funny. Like, man, you need to pay the pussy. Like they tip that
Really?
pussy. Y'all motherfuckers in here, y'all ain't spending money. They'll drop the track. They cut the track back up. Spend some motherfucking money. Look what she's doing up there. She's up there. Like the Atlanta DJs, strip club, amazing. They
Only
drive it.
Atlanta? Only
Atlanta,
Atlanta.
probably just other black strip clubs. Like the DJ drives that shit and is the driving force and is an entertainer in addition to it. He adds to it.
See, now I'm weighing the potential dangers of going to a black strip club in Atlanta with the entertainment aspect of how amazing
It's
it
not
must
that
be.
dangerous, man. It's not
For
dangerous.
a guy like me,
no, it's
I
not.
don't- I
They
don't
be
look
like,
like I
Joe
belong."
Rogan, what's up?
No,
Chappelle show.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I need to go. If I
Yeah.
go with you.
You
If I
should
go with you, I can slide right in.
I'm not even that plugged in. I pay cover. But no, I'm telling you, yeah, in the black strip club, the DJs, the right.
Are there famous ones?
It's I don't know the names of because but you go to somewhere Magic City or
Magic City.
a few other ones in Atlanta. The DJ is important and makes the strippers more money, and the strippers probably end up tipping out the DJ at the end of the
I'm
night.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like an arrangement, right?
Yeah,
My friend Eddie used to work at a strip club. I used to go and visit him at work.
Yeah.
Watch it. He was a DJ. So I got to see the craft.
yeah.
I got to see how everybody does it. It's
Yeah.
interesting, the relationship they all have. It becomes just like, I mean, you might as well be working in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Everybody
It
just
is. It's
develops the same sort
It's
of,
a place. It's a
people who-
workplace, man. It's
Exactly.
a workplace where people get naked.
and it's weird because it's porn. Porn is like that too. Like those
Yeah.
people get used to each other and it
What
becomes
up?
just like any other normal.
See you later. Good jizzing on you. Having a jizz on you. See you soon. That is probably funny when it's just somebody you fucked like 2 years ago. Oh, good to see you again.
Yeah. I think they have definitely a more relaxed attitude about it.
Yeah.
You know, if you run into somebody that used to fuck out of nowhere, you're like, hey, how
what
you,
up?
how you doing?
Yeah, this is me.
I
Look
see
at
you.
me.
I see you naked. You see me naked. All right,
Yeah.
you take care.
Cool. Don't mind that, Mo.
It's weird when you haven't seen someone in 20 years, and you get to see like, whoa, this is weird.
This is weird. Hello, Nina Hartley.
I met her. She's a very nice lady. She was doing Kevin Pereira's podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sat in with her and talked to her for a while. She does everything with gloves on, man.
Really?
Yeah, she has like sex sessions with people. She puts like surgical gloves on.
Yeah, she does corporates, right?
Does she?
I think a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them do.
They do like corporate
they-
gigs?
corporates in quotes.
In quotes. I guess, sort of. Yeah, in a way. I don't know.
Corporates, not corporates, privates.
Privates, yes. She probably does a lot of privates. Yeah, like, you know. Yeah, very few comics do privates. Imagine, what would you do if someone said, hey, man, Hannibal Buress, I want you to come over and just do comedy just for me. I'm just a big comedy fan, but I don't like going to comedy clubs because it's fucking, I don't like laughing around other people. So would you just do your act for me, and I'll pay you what you get paid for like a regular show, for a packed house?
They have to charge them my corporate college rate.
Okay,
and
corporate college rate.
I wouldn't want to do that. So can I bring somebody with me?
Well, now you're worried about your safety? Don't worry. The guy's only going to masturbate. He promises. Nothing really crazy. He just wants to watch you. He's going to keep his pants. Well, he'll keep a towel on.
Nah, I'm not doing that gig because I don't need the money that bad because I got my own supplement business. So I'm not, I could do stuff as I want to do it,
All right, how about if the dude wears like a spacesuit?
A spacesuit?
Yeah. Just
And I'm
sits there with a spacesuit on. No
How long of a
masturbation.
set?
Fucking full set, man.
Full hour?
Headline set. For one dude.
For one dude? Can I
Yeah.
bring an opener?
No opener. He does to warm up. He's gonna watch your past specials.
So I can't even draw from that stuff. I got to do an hour new.
Well, if he was a fan, man, he'd already know
he
your
already
shit.
seen it. Yeah.
Imagine if you pay a dude to do a one-on-one show and he does bits you already know. He'd be like, motherfucker, that was the shit from your last special.
All crowd work. So, what's up? This is crazy. Huh? Look at this place. Oh, shit. 50 G's. That's my rate for that weird ass shit. 50 G's.
You know there's a dude out there thinking about it. It's some fucking tech guy who's just super rich. I'm going to get Hannibal Buress to just do stand-up. It would be less weird if it was him and his buddy.
Yeah.
That would be way less weird.
Yeah.
Two dudes would be... Isn't it interesting? Like, instantly it becomes less gay.
Yeah, because it's just also being at a comedy show with some is about like looking at the person like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like doing the elbow. So just doing stand up for one person is weird as hell.
Don't you find it's weird even to watch it on television?
It's a little. The vibe is so much different.
So much different.
It's just a different energy and just it's not weird, but it is where I've had people that say they saw my stuff online or they saw stuff on TV, but then they saw me live and they're like, oh shit, live, it was crazy. So it's hard to translate the true energy that's in the room and just that type of thing.
Yeah, they don't tune into you when they're watching the video. They're just getting the words and the performance and they're laughing, but they're not tuned into you. There's some dudes, like, you'll see them on stage, like Brian Callen is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Brian Callen, like, if you watch him in a video, he's hilarious, but if you watch him live, that dude, like, you tune into him.
Yeah.
It's infinitely better.
Well, yeah, because the bits also, you might see a minute set out of somebody's hour set online,
Yeah.
But then in somebody's hour club set or theater set, you didn't get to see how they enter and how they commanded the room at the beginning and what they did at the beginning to allow them to be able to go to a weird place later where the audience already has that trust. So it's a lot of different elements to live stand-up that get lost in the internet and TV. Yeah.
That's a great point. The building up, like, like I've had friends that were just starting out and they'll do something like they have a bit and they'll do this bit like right away. And I'm like, you know what, man? the audience should probably get to know you better before you do that bit.
Yeah.
Like, let them gain your trust first
Right.
and then do that bit.
Yeah.
Because the opening part of it, like, you have to know you're a good person for
Yeah.
that to be funny. You got to
Yeah.
know you're kidding.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just gross.
Yeah, like I got a joke about the movie I Spit on Your Grave. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
It's a weird
yeah.
movie. And I do a bit about it, but I would never open with it. That joke is coming at least 25, 30 minutes in.
Yeah. That's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? They have to have, like, trust in you.
Yeah, they have to have trust. And, like, you have to establish you're funny for a little bit.
Yeah, and that's really hard, especially when you're starting out.
Yeah.
People don't know you. You know,
Yeah.
once they come to a Hannibal Perez show, they know who you are. They're here to see you. But if you're starting out, man, if you're just a first year guy,
Yeah.
like, man, you got to really get these people's attention. Like,
Yeah.
you got to figure out a way to get them to trust you because they're gonna make a judgment call on you within a couple minutes.
Well, they'll judge your outfit. Especially a black crowd will be like, while you walking up, like, his shoes. So you already lost
His
half the audience. His
His
shoes are whack.
shoes.
His shirt looks kind of weird fitting. You already got to work hard.
Yeah. Damn. That's hilarious. Why are black clubs so much more judgmental?
It's just it's just a level of performance and just,
They demand more.
They demand more and just, the best black comics has just been great performance. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So you talk about, just Red Fox and Richard Pryor and Bernie, like these guys
Mhm.
were not only, great joke writers and stuff, but they performed and they would crush. And so it's just a higher standard for performing. Also in black clubs or black showcase nights, the host is usually the star of the show a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Where on the road in an improv or funny bone, the MC is local. Sometimes he's good, but for the most part, the host is not going to be that great, which is not cool because that's who's setting the tone for the show.
Yeah.
And just that's who the first person in the audience seeing. They got babysitters and all that, and the host, the first person on stage is. Whereas the host at a black club is usually has a local following, is great, crushes, does 20 or 30 up top sometimes.
Wow.
And so it's just a different thing. So then the next act has to be able to follow this amazing host with a great following. So it ends up with a lot of a lot of black comedians being real strong performers early on, I think.
That's interesting because, Chris Rock said that about his career, that, like, one time he had to go on after Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
And that it was a turning point in his career because he realized that he had performed to too many white crowds.
Yeah.
And he was like, white crowds made him lazy. Like, he didn't even realize he had gotten into this sort of like lower energy sort of
Right.
mode of performing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was, I wouldn't say there was black crowds that gave me a shit, but I'm a little bit higher energy now than I was in my first CD, but that's just from playing, that's just from playing bigger
It's
venues
comical.
and learning. Joe just spilled, y'all can
I
see-
spilled coffee
He just
again
spilled-
on my fucking
he
computer.
spills coffee on his
This
computer.
is unbelievable, man. I've done this like 4 times in the last month.
Shit, man.
You know what it is, man? I keep this coffee cup right here, and I talk with my fucking hands because I
Yeah.
have peasant roots.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, it's okay. The computer's gonna be fine. But
Okay, cool,
It was
man.
just a minor
Apple Care,
little
take care of it.
splitch, but it was no one. They'll be like, "Bitch, this is the 3rd time you came here. You get the
Dude,
fuck out of here,
you know-
stupid."
There's a 24-hour Apple store in Manhattan.
That's got to be interesting.
It's very interesting because I needed to get a new iPhone last week, and I went in there faded, and nothing. The worst person in the world is a drunk with a customer service issue. I was the worst, dude.
How drunk were you?
I was drunk enough to where I'm worried that they'll hack into my shit.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It was pretty. I feel bad about it. I was just like, because the dude, they weren't helpful. I had missed my appointment. I had a 12:30 appointment. I popped in at 2, like, give me a new phone. I was the worst. And the dude's name was Jesus. And I was like, come on, Jesus. And we were going back and forth. Because he wasn't great to me, but he also wasn't. I was being a dick too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then also I was drunk. I felt bad about it. Yeah, I felt bad about it the next day. I was like, God damn it, I'm in the Apple store being drunk.
They must get drunk people all the time in Apple stores.
Probably. I mean,
If
yeah,
you have a
that one,
24-hour Apple
24-hour
Store?
Apple Store, they used to my type. Yeah,
Come on, man. If you're getting your iPhone fixed at 4 o'clock in the morning, you got to be fucked up.
yeah, man.
Can you get an activated iPhone at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Can activated iPhone at 4 o'clock in the
I
morning?
want to do that.
Yeah,
I just
so
want.
you
I don't
can
even want to get another iPhone.
Because yeah, it's a 24-hour Apple Store. Because I had to get a new laptop last week, so 24-hour Apple Store, 24-hour Best Buy. So I did my shopping late, went and got a computer, went to Best Buy, grabbed the Xbox One late at night. It was great shopping. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about the Best Buy, the 24-hour Best Buy. That's like near college, right?
It's
near
you're not too
NYU?
far from NYU. Yeah, it's in Union Square.
That's the one thing that Manhattan has. It's this 24-hour thing. Like
Yeah.
almost, you know what they don't have anymore though is pool halls. They used to have a 24-hour pool hall. I don't think they have that anymore.
I haven't
think
seen
that's
it.
gone.
Yeah.
They used to have this place, Chelsea Billiards. There was quite a few places, but Chelsea
Yeah.
was the big one that was open 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Go there at 4 o'clock in the morning and
You a
play
big pool guy?
Yeah, I love pool.
What do you think about trick shot pool?
Stupid.
Really?
It's pointless. Yeah.
I like trick shot pool.
Trick shot pool is like tying a duck to a stick and shooting it out of the sky.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. The difference between you get to choose your shots, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The whole idea of pool is figuring out the patterns and moving the ball around, controlling the cue ball, making shots, and, and running out. The table presents you with a problem.
Right.
You have to figure out that problem and get out. This is some stupid thing that you practice over and over again. It's just,
Right.
all you have to do is just poke at the stick and the balls go in the right direction because you set them up. That's dumb.
Oh
don't get
man, I guess it's good. It's entertaining TV. You know what it is. You know what, and I understand your thought process behind it. But yeah, I don't get to see them practice.
Yeah, you just see the shot.
I just
You
see
go,
them do the shot, and that shit looks
"Whoa."
cool.
It does look cool. Don't get me wrong. I've seen trick shots that look cool, but I've been playing pool for 20 years. I don't know how to do one.
Yeah,
I can't do one trick shot.
yeah.
Like I played pretty decent, but I don't know any of them. I have no desire to learn them either. They
Really?
just don't make any sense to me. It's like, who cares? You know when people do that? Like, say if a professional came to your pool hall and was doing a demonstration. People like to see trick shots.
Yeah.
Like if you hire a guy like Earl Strickland. Earl Strickland comes to your pool hall. He's gonna, he'll do some trick shots for you.
I like this. Of course, I'm like, pool celebrities too. Like the
Yeah, I know a
pool
few
legends.
pool names. Yeah. I get into shit, man.
Yeah.
When I'm into shit, I get into it.
You should get pool cues, man.
I got
Is
a
that a
bunch
big-
of pool cues.
No, I mean your own business, Joe Rogan.
Oh,
pool
Joe Rogan
cues.
pool cues? Nah.
Nah, that's not probably.
No, pool cues you only want to
Stop.
buy from a dude who actually makes a pool cue. There's a thing
Yeah.
about pool cue artisans. They make pool cues, and like when you buy them from a guy who's like a Zambodi or a Tascarella, like
Yeah.
people have these names. Like they make these exotic pool cues
Yeah.
out of wood, and they're craftsmanship, and they cut them and place them precisely, and it's a big like art form to it.
Oh.
So you wouldn't want to buy my fucking pool. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Can't buy a pool cue with my name on it. It's stupid. You'd be an idiot.
Yeah.
You want to buy a Southwest. You want to buy a Gina Q. You want to buy cues that have a name to them.
Okay. Cool.
There's like a long-standing art form of. It's almost like a samurai sword type of thing, where there's like certain artists that are preferred over other artists. Certain artisans that have a long history passed down from father to son. It's very common.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed.
Why?
I'd be like, man, I don't want to be in the pool cue business, Dad. I'm passing on this pool cue business. I don't even like pool, Dad.
Well, if you did like pool, then it would be good. But if
Yeah.
you wanted to be a comedian, I could see your point.
Yeah.
Long hours in the shop, breathing in fucking sawdust and glue fumes and shit.
Yeah.
Working in a paint booth, one of those gas masks on.
Yeah, that would be.
It's not
I mean,
for Hannibal Buress.
It's not for me. It's not for a lot of people. It might not be for one of those father-son teams. They might not like that shit.
Maybe I would have to talk to them and
Work is work.
individually.
I hope I don't get an
interview
angry
each one.
tweet from the Southwest Pool Company.
I'm sure you would. I'm
Yeah.
sure they would be pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's quite a few people that take that very seriously.
Yeah. Well,
Are you into anything? Do you play any games or anything? Do you do anything on the road? Do you bowl?
I've
Got a marble collection?
I don't have a marble collection. I play video games a little bit. But I'm trying to think of my other stuff that I do. I'm a pretty boring dude, man. I play video games, do comedy, go to concerts, and that's pretty much it. I keep track of my frequent flyer miles very heavily.
Now,
boring stuff.
how hardcore do you get with the video games? Do you actually bring a console with you on the road? Are you one of those dudes?
No, I can't do that.
There's a lot of dudes that get crazy with that.
Yeah, cause it makes it more exciting for when I get back home, cause that kind of is how I'm really at home. If I'm sitting at home playing video games, if I've been gone for 10 days, like, all right, relax, I'm home,
Right.
play a game. So that's the thing. I leave the game at home. Yeah.
That's a good move.
But I get into it. I only played 2 games: GTA and NBA 2K14.
That's it?
That's pretty much it. Because I'm always gone, so I don't have time to be switching
I
through
see.
games. Yeah.
You want to get some skills, learn the game, and then enjoy it.
Yeah,
You don't want to have to learn new shit.
Yeah, just learn a new game. I might try out this Titanfall. I got that for the Xbox One. I haven't played it yet, though.
I keep hearing incredible things.
Yeah.
People have emailed me, if you're thinking about getting back into video games, this is the video game to get back into with. I'm like,
Yeah.
get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So you don't have time to play. You got kids, and you got a lot of work. And I'll be thinking about that too when I'm playing, because I can't play for 3 or 4 hours straight. When I'm like, should I be playing this, or should I be writing a script? Should I really be playing against this 13-year-old? Like
Talking shit to him.
I don't talk shit.
No?
I might send if they talk, because I can't have a stranger. I don't put it on the headset when it's a stranger. I can't just have a stranger having that much access to my brain like that. I already do that with Twitter. I can't have their voice.
Right. Yeah, could you imagine if that's the new Twitter? If people just to be able to anonymously talk shit to you right to your ear?
Just
like
out
right
of
in your
nowhere?
ear. Yeah. Just like how you get your app mentions on Twitter.
Yeah.
If you could just get like one after another, a bunch of people talking shit in your ear.
Your glasses were smudged on TV.
Bitch, you look stupid up there. What kind of sneakers are those? Where'd you get that jacket?
That would
stupid?
suck, man. I delete. You know what? I delete my Twitter app sometimes just because I spend too much time on it.
Do you really?
But then I end up putting it back on like 2 days later. But the times that I'm trying to have and I'm gonna try 2 hours a day where I just unplug. 2 awake hours a day where I unplug. Like, no computer, no phone. So I either read, write, or work out, or just talk, or just chill. But no looking at the phone, no email, no text, phone, none of that. So that's what I'm trying to do. Just because I found when my phone was broken, I didn't have my phone for a day. It was broken. I found that I was a little bit more productive. I read a little bit of a book. I wrote like 6 jokes or something, and I felt way more clear-headed because I wasn't just checking people's.
You weren't tethered.
I wasn't tethered. I wasn't checking Twitter obsessively and compulsively, and so that's my new shit.
Yeah, I get tethered to that fucking phone, man. It's weird.
It's tough, man.
It's weird when you're out and you just have this desire to check your email for no reason.
What the fuck? Like it's nothing that important in an email, because if it was, it'd be a phone call.
Yeah,
It's
especially when you're not in the middle of doing anything. It's not like you're like a deal's about to go down. Like, all right, Hannibal, stay near the phone. We're gonna call
Nobody
you.
said that. And even if it was going down, it's not going away.
Yeah,
it's not going away. Like, the deal was gonna go down, but you didn't get back to us.
Yeah.
You didn't get back to us in 20 minutes.
Yeah, we thought you're one of the most hilarious guys of all time and a future superstar, but time is of the essence.
Time is of the essence. We gave it away.
We just called some other dude that we had on our list of guys whose day to make.
And he checks his phone all the time.
It does get like that, though, when it's casting. When they get casting, when it gets down to casting, like whether or not you agree to take a show. Like, they give you an offer, and there's a counter offer. They have offers on someone else, and then, there's like a backup offer.
Yeah.
Well, if Hannibal gets crazy with the money, we got this dude waiting in the wings. Yeah. There is that. That'll definitely keep you near your phone.
Yeah.
But that's another beautiful thing about the internet. It's like that shit we were talking about, like, you used to need a show. Like, guys used to go away if they didn't have a show. If they didn't have something to put them out there to the crowd.
Yeah.
That's all gone away now. You get your own show.
Yeah.
If you wanted to you're great at podcasting. You could just start a fucking podcast.
I thought about starting a podcast.
You totally should do a podcast. You would have a hilarious podcast. If you had a podcast, I would for sure download that shit.
Well, thank you, man.
I would subscribe to it. 100%.
Thanks a lot. I actually recorded 6 episodes of a podcast. It was called Talking to Strangers, and I just talked to legit people that I never met before, or that weren't in comedy at all.
That's a great idea.
But then now, I mean, that would be me driving the listenership every time.
Yeah.
Which is,
But still, Bill Burr does a podcast where he
Just
just
him?
talks by himself.
Yeah, just him ranting.
So does Greg Proops.
Greg Proops
Greg
does
Proops
it?
does a live one. He does a show called Smartest Man in the World.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And
Oh, it's just him ranting?
Just him.
And he does
people
it
ask him
live?
questions, and he
Oh,
does
people
it
ask him
live.
questions.
That motherfucker can rant like no one.
Yeah.
Greg Proops he can just go, and he's smart as fuck. So he has like hours of information in his head. The dude has so much information in his head. Like he went on a rant about Columbus. Like I've read a bunch of shit about Columbus. I knew quite a bit about Columbus. But Greg Proops went on this mad rant explaining what a cunt Columbus really was.
Yeah.
How fucking evil, those people were back then.
Yeah. You could be evil back then because there was no Twitter. You could be evil and unchecked.
No Facebook.
No
Could you
Facebook.
imagine?
Nobody like, you're evil. You're like, am I evil?
Shit.
Oh, I should chill out.
Columbus is holding a baby in one hand, a sword in the other. Yeah, put this fucking thing
You could
down.
just be evil because you were evil and you had your 4 friends who were also evil enablers. And
That's
you just
true.
live life being evil.
Isn't that funny that is the case, especially when you get to a new land? Like you get in a wooden boat and you travel to the other half of the world where it's, in your eyes, completely wild.
Right.
And they can come up with all sorts of justifications why they should just start murdering people.
Yeah.
And then they find out these people have gold. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Must have been so easy to be evil back then. You're actually right.
Yeah.
Twitter keeps people from being as evil.
Well, entertainers.
Entertainers? Well, God, we can call Columbus an entertainer.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't. I mean, I don't know if he would have been affected by Twitter, but it is something funny to think about. But yeah, that is crazy. Just to be just that type of that mind state. That so long ago, we're going to this place and we're gonna do some shit. I don't know what we're doing.
Well, it's notorious when someone shows up on a boat. Like, this is probably the only time in human history that when a boat full of strangers shows up in your store, people aren't going to die.
Yeah.
Every other time in human history, once that boat showed up, most likely people were fucking dying. Most likely some terrible shit's going to get down. Some crazy desperados who are starving to death are going to hop off that boat, and they're going to have swords and bows and arrows and cannons. And they're gonna,
because they're hungry. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, they're hungry. They got scurvy. There's no pussy. They're eating rats and fucking old rice. I mean, what are they going to do when they get off there? They're gonna take whatever they want. They're gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Especially when there's no Twitter.
Yeah, no Twitter to say, hey man, chill out on the pillages.
Like in the last 100 years is probably the only time where it's not a terrifying moment when a boat pulls up. Every other time before that, it's like the 1700s or whatever it was, 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. All that shit, that was a terrible time when someone pulled up in a boat. Terrible time.
Boats are like, tanks.
Yeah.
And then tanks now, when tanks pull up, something bad is happening or was happening or is about to happen.
Exactly. A
But
battleship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long.
But do you think they knew that something terrible was gonna happen right away, or was it they were open at first, right?
Well, did you ever see that movie? There's a movie. I think it's What the Bleep Do We Know? I think it's this movie tries to present this argument. They think that the Native Americans might not have even been able to see the boat because they had no point of reference.
Yeah.
That which is stupid as fuck to me. That doesn't make no sense. Because there's a lot of unique events that you only see for the first time. Like the idea that they wouldn't be able to see it I think it's just some woo-woo bullshit.
Yeah.
I think it's some non-scientific bullshit that some people try to pass off. That's my take on it as a non-scientific bullshit artist.
Yeah.
But I think they wouldn't have known what the fuck it was. If they had never seen a boat before, and then all of a sudden, like, when the conquistadors landed, the people who lived, like the Aztecs, thought that they were gods because they'd never seen a person on a horse before. They'd never seen that. They didn't know what the fuck was going on. They saw these people on horses. They thought the horse was a part of them. They thought they were gods. Like they'd never seen anything before.
That's crazy.
They think that at one point in time, most of North America did not have horses. That horses were brought here from somewhere else. So the Native American Indians didn't used to have horses in the beginning.
Wait, so they brought horses on these boats?
Yeah, horses came from somewhere else.
Wow. So
Yeah.
that was a horrible boat ride. So because you're talking about days and days.
Yeah, with a horse.
With a horse.
Weeks.
And feeding weeks.
Probably months, right? I mean, how long did it take for Columbus to get from Spain to the Bahamas?
I don't know.
Had to be months. I would imagine it would be months. Months of travel.
Months of travel.
Makes sense. I mean, you're on a boat that has to get blown around by the wind. You're trying to get across the biggest body of water known to man. That shit's ridiculous. Ocean? You're going to get across an ocean on a floating piece of a tree. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
So
and you're going to do it with horses.
So do you get to take everything? You think he just felt entitled? Just like, man, it was as long as fuck.
I think people back then were ruthless.
Yeah.
I think they were dealing with completely different times. People died younger.
Yeah.
The amount of time you were on this planet was very short. The average person didn't get their shit together.
Probably like 30-something year life expectancy.
I mean, there was a few people that lived longer, but most people probably died off at 30. Well, and also the infant mortality rate was so high that it lowers the average age of death. It lowers it because of that. Like infant mortality was through the roof. It was like 50% of the kids would die back then. Like during the Roman times, I believe it was 50% child mortality rate. You had 2 kids, one would be dead for sure.
Yeesh.
Yeah, and that's normal. That was normal. So I think their whole idea of like what's violent, what's evil, what's good, what's bad, it was just completely different. They were used to way more barbarism, way more murder. The way they would Marie Antoinette. They would fucking think about when they would have those gigantic town executions and they would use the guillotine and cut someone's fucking head off in the town square. We just think that people used to do that.
That is pretty bananas. like now the guillotine is kind of used as a joke in movies or and stuff. Like the guillotine, but the fact that was real is insane.
It was real, and it removed your head, and you were conscious for a few minutes before you would die.
Wait,
your head would be separated from your body. Your body would be dying, but as the oxygen in your brain is slowly leaking out, like you're conscious for probably not a few minutes, but probably at least a few seconds.
Well, you say, man, that is fucked up.
Yeah, you're looking up at a basket, and you're like, oh, you got to be fucking kidding me.
I didn't do anything that bad.
Well, all you had to do was just piss the wrong person off that had power, and they would just be off with their head. They would just off with your head. That was like a common thing.
No, can we talk it? Can we talk it through a little bit? You need any work done? No, no, off with your head.
Isn't it funny too that they would do that shit publicly? Like that's what we avoid now. We don't want the public even seeing coffins.
Yeah,
like you're not allowed to take photographs of coffins of veterans when they're coming back.
Yeah,
the Bush administration made that illegal, which is kind of fucking crazy. You're not even allowed to see a picture of someone who dies at war. Forget about see like a prisoner getting executed. You're not allowed to see any of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see that.
Prisoner getting executed?
Nah.
If I sent you a link, you'd click it. If I sent you a link and it says, okay, let's think of someone just undeniably evil. Hitler. Okay.
Yeah.
If I sent you a link and dude, you want to watch this video? This is Hitler getting executed.
How's he getting executed?
He's going to get his head cut off with a sword.
What mental state am I in? Sober, drunk, high?
Depends on when you get home. I sent you the email at 7 p.m.
What other emails do I have?
If you had some new information about your stand-up comedy special, soon to be out on Comedy Central.
Yeah, it's out on Comedy Central Direct right now and comes out midnight on Saturday on Comedy Central. Yeah, some information about that, or the Hitler thing. Oh yeah, I clicked that shit, man. I know I click it. Yeah,
I'd click it too. I've clicked on some shit I shouldn't have clicked.
Yeah,
the most recent one was some Mexican dude cutting his girlfriend's head off for cheating. One of the drug lords, like, it's so obviously real as fuck. So obviously real. Like
his boys, who was filming it?
His friends. Yeah, it was one of the cartel guys.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's some crazy cartel videos. There's cartel videos of them using chainsaws and cutting dudes' heads off.
But almost, I mean, I know how fucked up it is to cut your girlfriend's head off for cheating. But in that world, you almost understand it. No. I'm talking about in their world where you're talking about Latin machismo.
Yeah.
And also being a cartel leader and your girlfriend and everybody knowing that she cheated. Like, he had to maintain his cartel shit.
That's true.
He
you're going to be
I mean, it's awful. It's awful. Nobody's fucking say Hannibal condones beheading of cheating.
Too late.
Like, no.
They're writing a Salon.com article right now.
But
Hannibal, part of rape culture.
But that is insane, dude. You had that up there. I'm glad I didn't look.
No, we didn't have it up. up. No,
Yeah.
no, we're not gonna show that. I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah, but that's he cut her.
With a knife.
That's recent.
Oh yeah, it's hard to watch, man. It's really hard to watch. Then he holds her head up.
Like the reason she was cheating is because he was so busy running the cartel.
I don't know what their history was,
but I'm
I
sure
would assume he's in the wrong.
I'm sure running a cartel is very time consuming, and she needed some dick. She still. It doesn't mean that she didn't love him.
Yeah, I would say the same. If I was there while this argument was going down, he's like, I'm gonna cut her fucking head off. I'm like, dude, relax.
Dude, you
Come on.
she appreciates you.
Let's kick her to the
She
curb.
just needed some attention.
She needed a little dick. Come on. now, listen. Look at it this way. You got a fucking green light to cheat. However you. They actually have the green light in the cartel. They just do whatever the fuck they want. Right?
Yeah.
At this point in time, I mean, how much money those guys have? They have cartels where the head guys have like $1 billion. Like
Yeah.
that's like make Al Capone look ridiculous.
Are we in danger of being attacked by the cartel now?
I don't think so. I don't
They
think they've ever developed like real legitimate military power, but what
Okay.
they have developed is local power. Like
Okay.
they don't have
No, I mean
necessary
me and
real
you as
weapons.
individuals.
No, we haven't said anything bad.
Okay, cool.
What have we said bad?
I don't know.
They make a lot of money, they don't tolerate cheating.
All right. Yeah. So are we part of cartel propaganda?
That's interesting. If we were cartel sympathizers,
Yeah.
but I don't think we are.
I don't think so.
I think what we are is, look, the whole reason why cartels exist is what we were talking about earlier. Should cocaine be legal? Well, if cocaine's not legal, who's going to sell it? Because people are going to smoke it, snort
Yeah.
it, smoke it, whatever they do with it, shoot it. Some people shoot it. They're
So-
going to do it. They're going to do
so-
it. Who's going to profit?
Right.
Criminals. Is it better to have Pfizer sell coke, or is it better to have the mafia down in
So yeah.
Pfizer? I say Pfizer. I say let Pfizer
So-
profit off of it.
So Joe, what you're saying is that if cocaine was legal, this woman would still be alive.
You know what? You might have a point there.
I mean, it's a long way to go, but I think that's what it is.
Well, I definitely think some people would be alive.
Yeah.
There would be less violence.
It'd be less violence. It'd be less money spent in jails, on jails.
What they've done in Portugal is a clear indicator that we're on the wrong path with keeping everything illegal and locking people up, putting private prisons up, throwing people in there, profiting off the fact they're in there. Portugal, they've lowered everything. They've lowered the rates of addiction. They've lowered violent crime. They lower the amount of money they have to spend on legal fees and courts and prisons. They've lowered all that shit just by decriminalizing all drugs. They just made it so that people aren't fucking locked up as criminals anymore.
Yeah.
For a choice.
And you
Like
can
choose
just-
alcohol, which will fuck you up, man.
Alcohol is
You and
crazy.
I,
You
okay.
listen, I was in the Apple store last week. Trust me.
But we could get fucked up in like 20 minutes. Jamie could go back there, break out some whiskey, and we could just start doing shots. Within 15 minutes, we would be unrecognizable.
Right.
Slurring. You could get fucked up in like a short amount of time with alcohol, like a
Yeah.
really short amount of time.
Yeah.
Why is that legal? And Coke's not. Why? Arbitrary. Completely arbitrary. There's no logical sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. The same type of person who would go on a Coke binge will also go on a drunken rampage.
Yeah. Well, you can't go on a coke rampage.
You could go on both.
Okay.
You could go on a drunken binge.
Yeah.
You can go on a drunken rampage. You can go on a Coke binge or a Coke rampage.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I'd rather be around the guy on Coke. So there.
Definitely.
Well, there you go. You got a drunk, a drunk problem. America's got a giant drunk problem. We got alcohol everywhere. People die of alcohol
Yeah.
by the hundreds of thousands.
Drunk drivers,
Mm-hmm.
all that shit.
What's better, though, Coke drivers or drunk drivers?
I don't know, man. I think I don't know. I don't know the stats, man.
If you had to guess.
If I had to guess,
Would you rather be in a car with a dude who's coked up or a dude who's drunk and he's driving?
I think the coked up dude would be driving fast, but he'll make those lane shifts like a motherfucker. I think he'll be like, you want it? Oh shit, how'd you do that, man?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I got it. When we open up our business, I'm gonna take you to driving school.
He'll be pulling right into parking spots that you normally have to parallel into. He just pull right in with you in tight spots.
Yes.
Well, how'd you do that?
Slide his
Don't
back
worry about
end.
it.
Dude, let's open up a driving business. I'm fucking awesome at driving. I've always been awesome at
Driving school, we had to do a cool driving school, man.
When I was a kid, I passed it the first time I tried. I got the written shit, the driver shit. I got all the information. I got the knowledge. My dad's
man.
got books.
I just need $100,000.
Come on, man. Let's do this. Let's make money. We'll be under the year. Come on, man. We'll get some bitches. It'd be great. Yeah, definitely. I would talk to the coke guy first, and I would drive with the coke guy first.
Yeah.
Look at that, folks.
Well, also, I would. What am I? I would probably try to drive too, but that fucks up everything.
Oh, I would definitely drive.
Yeah.
If I had the option,
Yeah.
I would be the guy driving over the drunk driver or
Yeah.
the coke driver. I would definitely.
Yeah.
But if you couldn't drive for
You
some
couldn't
strange
drive.
reason,
Like I'm injured and I need somebody to take me to the hospital. The only person is the coke friend or the drunk friend. Coke friend is taking me to the hospital.
yeah, or you're on The Walking Dead and you get picked up on the side of the road and you're just happy it's not a zombie and it's
Yeah.
a dude who's on coke.
You got to roll. Yeah, I would definitely. If I had to fight zombies,
You'd want to do some
I
coke.
want the dude that's on coke with me fighting zombies.
I would
'cause
want
he'd
the
be-
dude on PCP.
Oh, PCP, yes.
Yeah, that's the motherfucker you want.
Yes.
But he would make irrational choices.
What about?
They do crazy shit.
But he have a strength or meth. Somebody on meth fighting zombies.
That's a good move too, which is
Yeah.
like an accelerated version of Adderall.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, somehow or another related. Adderall
Except
and
for the teeth part. That's the real accelerated.
the teeth part.
The teeth thing.
What do you
the
mean?
teeth thing and the destroying your face thing.
Oh, what do you
With
mean?
meth.
With meth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, rots your teeth out.
Brought your teeth
Isn't
out.
that just any form of speed? Once they start doing speed, I think they forget to brush too. That's part of it.
part of
Just
like
doing
meth
speed.
mouth is a real. I haven't done that much research on meth because it hasn't affected my life that much. Isn't that messed up? I mean, sometimes I research stuff that doesn't have to deal with me, but meth mouth is a real issue.
Dude, it's in Wikipedia. You're 100% right.
Meth mouth is a term by itself.
It is. Look, there's a whole page in Wikipedia. Meth mouth.
Oh no,
yeah.
that's horrible.
Yeah, go to meth mouth on Wiki.
Yeah, so
And
I don't think there's anything called Adderall mouth. That's just a dry mouth. You drink a lot of water, end
This
up
is-
hydrating yourself. You're in better health.
This is insane. Oh my god. Dental
man.
condition characterized by severe decay and loss of teeth, as well as fracture, enamel erosion, and other oral problems. Symptomatic of extended use of the drug methamphetamine. The specific cause of the condition is unknown, although drug-induced xerostomia, dry mouth. Why don't you just call it dry mouth? Why you gotta get crafty with something I can't even pronounce? As well as bruxism, which is grinding of the teeth, are thought to be involved. Wow, this is crazy. They grind their own fucking teeth off. That picture is a classic meth mouth. Like you could tell by looking at the other teeth. That person isn't even that fucking old. They just did some crazy shit to their teeth.
Yeah, I hope the party was awesome.
Poor nutrition, eating too much sugar, lack of dental hygiene, common among long-term users of the drugs. I didn't know that meth users eat a lot of sugar, but that totally makes sense. The legitimacy of meth mouth as a unique condition has been questioned because of the similar effects of some other drugs on the teeth. Treating meth mouth is difficult.
Yeah, because your teeth are gone. You can't.
Yeah.
The best treatment for meth mouth is veneers.
Yeah, you'd have to just chew them all down and get some dental
Get
implants,
some new teeth.
some bulletproof teeth.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, have you ever seen a person have like a tooth where they do the root, a dental implant?
No, not dental
Oh, it's
implant.
crazy.
I got veneers though. I got TV teeth.
You got some. What do? They scrape the outside off and put a beautiful shell
Yeah,
on.
these front frows TV teeth,
Oh,
man.
those are beautiful. Let me say smile. for 'em.
Yeah.
Oh, those are pretty.
Yeah, man.
Did they make them perfect? Is that what it is? That's how you got them?
Yeah, because I had a chipped tooth and a gap, and I was like, man, I'm probably going to be on TV a lot in the next few years. Let me fix this real quick. So I got it fixed in 2011. I got them fixed.
There's something sexy about a really hot girl with a gap in her teeth. Something
That
like
girl-
extra
yeah.
sexy.
Like, yeah, girls with gaps used to connect with me. Like, you got a gap, I got a gap. Like not for long.
It doesn't bother me though. Does it bother you if a pretty girl has a gap in her teeth?
No, not at all.
Not even a little bit, right?
No, not at all. It was just my own thing. I was like, I'm gonna be on TV. I don't want to have cracked teeth on TV.
But a gap is different than snaggle teeth.
Yeah.
If they're all snaggled up, like my bottom teeth are kind of snaggle. Like,
Yeah.
actually, this one is one that goes back. It's all
Yeah.
fucked up. I'm not gonna get it fixed. I'm a man, okay? And my top ones are fine. I don't give a shit. But if I was a girl,
Yeah.
nobody wants to look at a snaggly tooth mouth girl.
Yeah, it's just snaggly is not a good look.
It's not good. When you get the extra teeth, those weird people that have extra teeth that pop out of the gums in
Yeah.
weird spots.
Yeah. It's just, all men are not created equal.
But why do we give a fuck? Why does anybody care about if someone's teeth are not perfectly in line? Like, what part of our brain is being bothered by the lack of symmetry?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just symmetry. I don't know what part it is, but people like symmetry for the same reason. It wouldn't anger me, but if this painting was like a little bit off, I'd be like, oh, what? It's a little bit off. The other ones they're on point, but if it was a little bit off, I would notice it.
It would fuck with you.
It would fuck with me.
I should tilt Jimi Hendrix noticeably just to fuck with the next guest.
Yeah.
Just leave it there, kind of cockeyed, and not say shit about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. Don't tell Adam Carolla I'm gonna fuck with him. I'm gonna twist that shit up.
Yeah, so it's just, I think, it's just the human brain likes,
Symmetry.
perfect lines,
Yeah, but why?
But why? I don't know.
At a certain point in time, logic should take over, but it doesn't. There's
But
certain
that shit just looks good, man.
Right.
Just like if somebody got a weird tooth, it's just the same reason why, if your car got hit in the front headlight and smashed in a little bit, the car still runs well, but you want that shit fixed because it looks dumb.
I agree with you 100%. I'm just trying to figure out why.
Why? Shit, we like shit that looks good, man.
I know we do, but isn't that
why?
weird, right?
Why?
Like, are you a car guy? Do you like cars?
I do like cars.
Like, what's your favorite car?
I got a few favorite. Actually, favorite, if they're listening, I like the Lincoln MKS.
That's a beautiful car.
Yeah, I like that car.
That's a spaceship.
Yeah, I like that car.
Yeah.
And what else? I mean, I like some Benzes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it? Is
Like pull up the 2014 Mercedes-Benz S-Class. Pull up a picture of this.
Yeah.
This is like, if you think about like the cream of the crop of like luxury automobiles, like a Mercedes-Benz, like there's no ugly Mercedes-Benz. They have a bunch of German scientists that are fucking trying to figure out what the symmetry is. Do a Google search of silver 2014 Mercedes-Benz S-Class. Look out, there's something beautiful about it, inescapably beautiful.
Yeah.
But when you look at the picture, like, why? Like, what the fuck is it? Like, what is it about that thing?
Design and it's just it looks slick as fuck.
Look at that.
The grill.
That's
the grill is a
goddamn
big part
spaceship.
of it.
You can't say shit about that car. No one can say that's not a good looking car.
Yeah.
That's a masterpiece.
Right.
They designed to make it smooth and if you get in that car and drive off, you're a motherfucker who's going somewhere.
Yeah.
Someone who sits in that car and they're at traffic, like that's a guy who's doing, or a gal who's doing well.
Yeah.
You have a beautiful car. Look at
Yeah.
him and his Mercedes Benz.
It's a smooth car. And
Right,
it
but
probably
why?
rides well.
The fuck
Why
is it?
Why does it look good?
Well, why some things look good to you and they don't look good to me? Like, here's something. I have a friend who loves those fucking stupid Mercedes, those bread truck looking things, those old school ones that are
sorta
real square.
The Splinter or the
What are they called?
Sprinter?
They look like a Jeep.
But it's the big. I think you're talking about a Sprinter. It's some people
This
use them as
stupid
tour
thing.
bus. Oh no, that one.
That
Or the
fucking thing.
G5.
Yeah, that's the one. I take it back. Mercedes doesn't make one ugly car. It's this one. That's ugly as fuck.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't like. I guess it's just. But sometimes the brand can take over.
It is totally a takeover. That shit's square as fuck, but people love it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If someone gave me one, I would drive it. I'm sure it's lovely to drive.
Right.
Mercedes they're masterpieces of engineering.
Yeah.
But, look at that and then, like, look at a new Range Rover. You want to look at, like, a beautiful SUV? Pull up the image of the new Range Rover, and you see, like, a futuristic, beautiful-looking SUV. But it's why.
Yeah.
What is it? Why do I like one or the other? I never can figure out what it is that appeals.
I don't know what it is. It's just it just varies by person. Like I got these shoes. A company sent me these shoes, and they sent me some shoes that look great, and they sent me some shoes. And I'm like, what the fuck? I would never wear this. And so my little cousin, she was visiting me from college. She visited me in New York last week, and I was like, look at these ugly fucking shoes. They look like if Chester Cheetah wore purple. And she was like, those look great. Those what? I want to give those to my boy. Those shoes are awesome. I was like, what the fuck? And so it's just subjective. You know what I mean? People, it's just subjective. It's some people's eyes like different things. Some people have different aesthetics and just tastes, and that's what it is. Because I thought those shoes were gross, and I will never wear. I still won't ever wear them, but there's some people that might like those shoes. I thought, yeah.
I'm totally with you. I always wondered. See, that's a new. Look at the difference between those two. This is a boxy looking bread truck, and that's a spaceship. That's a beautiful spaceship. Yeah. I've always wanted to know what you see, like anybody, any other person. I assume that everybody sees what I see. Right. I assume that when you're looking at Meth Mouth, you see the same thing I'm looking at when you're looking at these pictures. But I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just guessing. I mean, imagine if you use somebody's eyes, if you see through somebody's, and the whole world's completely different, a totally different vibe.
Do you mean see just as far as the visual, or see as far as how people process things?
Both.
With their brain. Well, that's a totally different.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Or do you probably you smoke, so you probably like, how do I look when I move around to other people?
You ever see yourself on video and you're like, whoa, is that
I
really
move
what
around
I look
like that? Oh shit, I was fat then. That was a fat day. Oh man, should have got a haircut. Oh man, my posture. Actually, you know what's funny? Well, I did Letterman a couple years ago, and I hate it because my suit is horrible. But not only is my suit horrible, but my entrance sucks. I walk out on Letterman and I'm like bounding now, like do 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 do, and like it's the worst. It's no it's confident, but it's not like I don't look how I thought I looked when I was walking out. I'm like, yeah, I'm walking out on Letterman in my mind. And I see the video. Can you pull it up? I see the video. I'm like, like it's not. It's just like real heavy. Look at. Or maybe I'm overanalyzing it too, but that suit is horrible. Look at that garbage suit.
There's nothing wrong with that suit.
That suit is garbage.
What's
man.
Garbage about it?
The fit of it is tight. It's weird. I think I buttoned the wrong button. It's a weird fit.
I think it's fine, man. Yeah, you're fucking with yourself. Did you get crazy? Were you high when you looked at this and got freaked out by it?
No, it's just when I mean, my girlfriend gives me shit about it sometimes. Like
she gives you shit about that video?
That suit, yeah, that suit. She's like, that suit was horrible. Or there's another time I wore a horrible suit because I got better suits now. So I'll see it. I'm like, man, that suit sucks.
Are you a suit guy? Do you get like your suits tailored and shit? Do you ever do that?
I got my first tailored suit a few weeks ago for this event I did for the Bulls in Chicago. So I needed a suit last minute, so I splurged on a suit and got a nice one, and it was killer. And then I'm making sure that I wear as many events as I can just to get my money's worth for the suit.
That's a sign of being a grown up, man. You get a nice suit.
Yeah, it's
fancy, man.
Yeah, they tailored it there, and it felt slick, and it was a smooth suit. And then that's what made me realize that my other suits were garbage. When I put on a good suit, I was like, and then I'm like, this is how a suit should look. I looked at the other shit. I was like, oh fuck, I was on TV like that.
Every TV special I've ever done has been like a T-shirt. Or, long sleeve T-shirt, jeans usually. Yeah. I don't want to dress in a way that I don't normally dress when I'm comfortable.
Right. Yeah, I don't for TV appearances or late night shows, like doing a set, I'll put on a suit just out of respect for the show. You know what I mean?
Right.
But for my special, my first one I just wore a button up, and then my latest one I wore a jacket over. I wore a nice jacket over a T-shirt, which is just amazing because people like that's just jeans and T-shirt, but you put a jacket, people are like, holy shit, you look great. I just put a jacket over my regular shit.
A jacket makes you look like you're a professional,
but also it just makes people you like. It's funny how clothes will determine how people just approach you and just how people treat you and how people talk to you and how people respond to the shit you have to say. Like a jacket or a suit will just change.
Especially
everything.
If you're a young man.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like a man in his 20s.
Yeah.
A guy in his 20s with a suit is totally different than a guy in his 20s with a T-shirt.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
It's just you will listen. That person seems more intelligent all of a sudden.
They're
Like,
more
you put,
respectful.
Yeah, more respectful. That dress. It's weird that's like, how did that? I think about that too. Like, how did suits become? How did that become the way to dress? Like, was one dude like, I'm going to wear this, and like, people were like, that looks good. Where do I get that shit at?
Yeah, dude who has like a suit and tie on and is holding a clipboard. Automatically, you take him seriously.
You take him seriously. You defer to him. I gotta ask him something. Let me be respectful. He might shut me down. He might ruin my life. He might ruin my night.
The same kid with flip flops on and a t-shirt, a pair of shorts.
Yeah, look at this piece of shit. How did he get this job? Who is he?
Yeah, imagine if you went to a Mercedes dealership and you wanted to buy one of those beautiful cars.
Yeah.
And the guy working behind the counter is wearing fucking flip flops and
Yeah.
shorts. He wants to sell. He's telling you all this crazy shit about Mercedes. Like
Yeah.
Mercedes, the engineering is the finest in all of
Yeah.
Europe, and what they do is what. And you'd be like, I'm gonna listen to this fucking idiot with stupid feet. I'm looking at his feet.
Look at his feet. Look at his toes. He got something in between his toes. But you know what I don't like is that sometimes people will use that against you. Where I'll stay at a nice hotel, and a person sometimes people at the hotel, they dress nice, and they'll take on the vibe like they own the hotel. It's like, relax a little bit.
Sir, we do not allow that in this Chateau Mamouchma.
And I want to say, sir, I think you make 30 to 50,000 a year. Calm down, but they talk like in this way, like
they
they're the
own the
king.
place.
Like, relax a little bit. And so, maybe if I had on a suit, I'd be like, sir, you shut the fuck up. I am also a suits right now.
That's true, right? If you wear flip flops and a dude is wearing a suit, he automatically is one upping you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you could be a rich fucking dude, unless you got a crazy fat watch. If you show up, if you're checking into a fancy hotel and you're wearing the flip flops, but you got some stupid fucking gigantic $20,000 watch on your, and people know it, and you're gesturing with your hands a lot. You see this big fucking chunky diamond crusted watch. Like, oh, okay, we got to listen to this guy.
Yeah.
Let him talk a little bit. He's got some money.
But yeah, I mean, I think I actually like dressing horribly in like high level situations. Like, I get upgraded or I fly first a lot, and I love being in like jogging pants. I love being a young black dude in jogging pants in first class, and people like, who, and with a fitted hat on and my headphones, and people like, what the fuck is it?
How did he? How is he? Where is he? How do you think he? What do you think he?
And my favorite thing, I don't know what it is, if it's my demeanor or whatever, but I like it because I like my nobody ever talks to me at first. Just about nobody. Nobody ever. I'm always
probably a rich celebrity.
Nobody ever talks to me in first class. Whereas my girl, when she'll fly first, like I hear about her, she'll tell me, I talk to this business guy with this blah, 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 and I met this rapper was on the plane with me, and this first, like, these people will just babble monster her. Babble monster is a term my cousin made where some people just talk to you when you don't want them to talk. Like, or people monopolize the conversation. Babble monster. But people will just talk, obviously because she's a girl, but it's just a funny thing where people won't even engage usually with me on the plane.
I got an ear beating from me and Tommy Segura. Do you know Tom Segura?
Yeah.
Me and Tommy Segura were on a flight once, and this woman who was the attendant on the flight, she gave us the most unbelievable ear beating I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah.
It was just staggering.
Yeah.
Her stamina, her ability to not recognize clues.
Her breath control.
The whole thing. She asked us if we would like some wine. And we said, sure. And I forget what Tommy asked for. He asked for Cabernet or Pinot Noir. Like, do you have whatever. He asked for a typical. And she started cracking some joke about the movie Sideways. Do you ever see that movie?
I haven't.
It's a movie about, it's with the dude from Wings. What's a fucking cool ass guy's name? Fucking shit. What's his name? The dude, Church, what the fuck is his name? Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah.
Who's a very cool guy, actually. It's all about wine. And so she starts reciting this scene. It's like that scene, and, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, well, I've never really been into wine, but I'll tell you what, there was a guy once that, he had the bottle of wine. He brings it to the restaurant, and she just going on and
Right.
on and on, and I'm not exaggerating. Like 15 minutes, she won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
She's just hovering over this chair, and we're panicking.
This is on a plane?
On the fucking plane.
This is a flight attendant?
On the fucking plane.
Oh.
She's leaning over the seat, just beating us into submission with this stupid ass story. And so I start writing down. I'm in the window seat and he's in the aisle, so he's stuck with her.
Taking the worst
I
beat.
abandon him
Yeah.
and just start looking out the window. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I have to start looking at the window. She won't stop. She's worked her way from the quote from the movie Sideways to a story about a dude with wine to a story about her ex-husband, and it's a fucking murderous assault on the eardrums.
Probably Tom was probably so punch drunk at the time where he couldn't think, but should have went to the bathroom.
Well, Tommy had a really interesting point because Tommy, I abandoned him and I left him to be slaughtered by her, and he developed a psychological profile of her.
Yeah.
And he said, I think, because we were on a small plane, it was a small flight. He goes, I think the reason why this lady's on a small flight is because other ladies don't want to work with her.
Yeah.
So they stick her on these small flights where she works by herself because she's clueless. Because she doesn't know when to shut the fuck up, and everybody wants to get away from her.
Oh,
so
wow.
they just stick her on these
so
little
it's like
flights.
1 hour, hour and a half type flight or something like that?
Yeah, it wasn't a very long flight.
Yeah.
I forget where we were going, but the beating, the just brutal ear beating this broad gave.
Yeah, it's tough, and it's just you don't want to feel like a bad person. Like it's tough,
Exactly.
even though in your brain it's just tough socially. But hey, can you shut the fuck up? Or it's tough to do, especially in a confined space like that. In an airplane. I mean, in a social situation, it's easier because you can just say, I'm about to go to the bar. You need anything? I'm going to, and they usually don't need a drink, but that's the way to cut people out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to get a drink.
Yeah, or you say, excuse me, I got to use the restroom. I hate to be rude, but I have to use the restroom. And then I would just drop my phone and start looking for it in between the seat, and hopefully she would find a reason to keep walking.
Yeah.
But she would do it not just to us. She did it to everybody she decided to stop with.
Oh,
we
shit.
watched her. When she got done beating us up, she went over to somebody else and beat them up.
So she was a social terrorist.
She was a terrorist. She won, too. The terrorist won on that night.
I got to jump out real quick to the bathroom.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Don't worry about it. I'll tell everybody about my show I got coming up soon. A lot of people, folks, they can't handle these 3-hour conversations. They don't develop the bladder control that a man like me has. You notice a man like me sitting here 2 hours plus in, I'm not feeling it. I'm fine. 2 hours and 10 minutes. By the way, if you ever watch a UFC, this is an inside joke, and you hear me talking, only me talking while the fighter is walking from the back room to the cage, that means Mike Goldberg went to pee, because Mike Goldberg pees like crazy. I don't know what's going on with Mike Goldberg. He tells me everything's fine. I believe him, but I have a hard time believing a man can pee as much as Mike Goldberg pees. I don't even understand it. It doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I'll go to take a leak, don't get me wrong, because a lot of times I'll have a cup of coffee there. I'll have a couple of bottles of water. You want to keep hydrated while you're screaming and yelling. So I will get up and go to take a leak. But I'll do it, and then an hour later, like, he'll do another one. Like, we'll go pee together, and this motherfucker will pee again inside of an hour. And I don't know how he does it. But the most he ever did so far in a UFC event is 6. He peed 6 times. My co-host.
Yeah.
For the UFC, Mike Goldberg, who's a great guy, but likes to pee. So apparently he enjoys running out to the bathroom and taking leaks.
Was he drinking a lot of water, or is he just...
drinks a lot of water and drinks, Red Bulls and shit like that, too,
Yeah.
while we're doing the broadcast to stay
Pee
up.
6 times an hour?
No, in a show.
In a show?
In a whole UFC show, which is like 6 hours worth of fights.
Oh, that's... I mean, if he's,
Sort of. Still ridiculous. If you're a
Yeah.
man, this is what you're doing, sit down.
Yeah, if you're
Hold your
doing... I
pee.
guess if you're doing TV or rock... Yeah.
Strengthen your pee.
Yeah.
But for most people, as they get older, apparently that becomes an issue. Dudes develop prostate problems.
Yeah.
And your prostate enlarges. I know this because I had to get my dog fixed. My dog's prostate enlarged so much that it was constipating
I thought
him.
your dog fix was a metaphor.
No.
Prostate. I noticed how I get.
I had to get my weasel repaired.
I'm like, oh shit! Is this what happens after 40?
No, my dog was 6, and he developed an enlarged prostate. I had to get him fixed.
Shit.
Johnny Cash no longer has balls. He seems happy though.
Yeah.
But he was actually getting constipated because of it. It was really interesting. Like, it was blocking up, it was pinching where his colon is.
Yeah.
Poor dog.
They when I was on that goat farm, working with them, they had me. I was milking the goat, and then they brought one goat in. They had me bring this one young male goat, and they like, you want to name him? And I was like, yeah, name him Hannibal. They're like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And then they were like, we're gonna band him. And they put a band around his balls, and so they do like a delayed castration, where it's
Yeah.
not like they cut it off. They put the band on, and then the balls just fall off.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks later. But I didn't like that they told me they set me up to name him. And then they were like, and now he's not gonna have balls in a little while. Like, that's pretty shitty of y'all.
Well, they were going to do that anyway.
They were gonna do it anyway, but they didn't have to have me hold him as they did it.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
To them, it's normal, you know?
To them, it's no. But no, it was. I mean, I guess it'll be all right TV. But this shit kind of it made me feel weird.
You know, human beings do that to themselves sometimes, too. That's like one of the ways that men castrate themselves.
Is
They use like rubber bands and tighten it all up, and it all just goes dead. And then they saw it off.
wait, what type of dudes are castrating themselves?
There's a lot of crazy fucking people out there, man. There was a website called BME Extreme. That's from there's a video called the BME Pain Olympics. There's
Explain that acronym, please.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, there's no real
BME
Pain Olympics. It's not real, but they called this video the BME. Don't pull that up. But there's a video of a bunch of dudes hacking their dicks off and cutting their balls out, and people have done it. It's definitely happened, and they've done it on video. There's people have cut their fingers off on video and put the video online, cut the tip of their finger off with a sword. People
That's
are fucked.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah,
people are
it's
fucked
crazy.
because
They're
those are like
crazy.
one-off activities.
Yeah, you can't repeat
You
that.
can't, like,
performance.
yeah, and to repeat last year's champion. Like, no, that's a one-off. Was it worth it? I hope
there's
so.
some weird thing where some people like to do that for whatever reason. They wanna castrate themselves. Like it's more common than not. In fact,
Maybe that's what them trying to release themselves from just being wanting sex so much. Like, the way I deleted my Twitter app.
exactly.
But then they realized they wanted it afterwards. But, I could reinstall Twitter.
Well, supposedly I had read this about Nikola Tesla, the famous inventor.
Yeah.
That he did something. He didn't explain what he did, but in quotes, destroyed his sexuality. He had some really confusing love situation with some woman, apparently, and it just ruined everything. Ruined his life. Ruined his work. He just got messed up with some chick, and then decided to, in quotes, destroy his sexuality. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but you're talking about a guy, Nikola Tesla, who was a crazy genius inventor who also was in love with a pigeon. He was like in love with this pigeon. Had this weird romantic interest in a pigeon before he died. He was completely off the rails.
So does he deserve to have a car named after him or not? I don't get it.
He's a bad motherfucker.
He was,
even though he's
yeah.
crazy. Humans are never perfect. No one retires with an undefeated record. Not even Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Along the way, he takes some losses.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, losses and making out with a pigeon.
I don't
But
think
I
he ever
guess-
made out with it. I think he just was in love with a pigeon.
In love with a
you know?
pigeon and destroyed his own.
Again, that's what I read. That could be
Yeah.
propaganda.
Right.
I'm exposing propaganda left and right. So
Yeah.
it might be propaganda. Might not be real. Like
Well.
Napoleon. Did you know Napoleon wasn't short?
Whoa.
That's a mind fuck. In fact, he was taller than average for the time.
Well, he's like 5'8",
5'6", I think.
5'6".
Yeah, for France. Let's find out. Napoleon. Well, Napoleon's real height. But I mean, that's a standard, right? Oh, he's got a Napoleon complex. It's
Right.
standard. 5'6". Yeah. So back then, when people had no fucking nutrition whatsoever, that was actually taller than average.
Okay. So
Uh,
Napoleon complex just means you want to take over shit.
yeah, it depends. This one actually says 5.7. It's 5'7". This one says. Whatever it was. Back then, that wasn't nearly as short as it is now. Like, I'm 5'8", and I'm short for today, for 2014, when people have good nutrition.
Yeah.
But back then, that was actually a tall guy. Like, there was a regular sized guy. There was
Yeah.
like a guy who was like 5'11".
Wow.
Yeah, it's like normal. Maybe not even 5. It's 5'11", 5'10". What is average? 5'9", something like that. 5'8".
I don't know.
What's-
I'm
okay.
about 5'10".
All right, let's find
So
out.
I got a Napoleon complex.
What's the average height? What's the average American height? What's the average male American height? Okay, let's see. I'm saying 5'9". The average U.S. is 5'10".
Wow. The
Yeah.
average?
Yep. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's yeah. what
That's
they're
not
saying.
average.
That's what they're saying. Is that high, taller than average? What do you think?
I think average would be maybe.
Well, this one thing says 5'10". Average male American height. Average female male U.S. Is 5'10".
Okay.
Yeah, it says here's another one. U.S. male, 5'10".
I'll take it. I haven't done as much research as them. It's just I've just been me and my friends.
Well, I think it goes up. I think it's gone up, definitely since I was born. And I think part of it is nutrition. People understand things, and they also understand not to smoke when you're in the womb. I think that fucked a lot of kids up. A lot of women used to smoke when they were pregnant. My mom smoked.
Yeah?
Yeah, she smoked for me and my sister.
She apologized to you?
Nope, we don't bring it up.
Really?
What's she gonna do? Apologize for the past.
I guess, right?
Let
yeah.
it go. Gives a fuck.
Let it go.
Okay, now it's yeah. Basically, almost every one of these studies shows it's about 5'10" for now
Okay.
in the U.S., which is interesting because it's definitely gone up. See, what is that?
It's average. This is the Netherlands, the USA, France, and Japan. Average man
So Japan is the shortest.
with BMI and.
But
centimeters.
Japan's changing too, though, man. There's a lot of much bigger dudes in Japan now than there was like during the World War II days. They're way bigger.
So what's the theory behind Japanese dude having the shortest? Is it just because they don't mix with other races as much, and so it's just their
Could
own
be.
genetics?
Could be. It could. There's a lot of factors. It could be. It could be also that it's an island. You know, it's
Yeah.
not the biggest place in the world. You know, it's not a tiny island. It's not like on real islands, like real small places. They have a thing called island dwarfism,
Yeah.
where things on that island are like. That's have you ever seen that little creature that they found, Homo floresiensis? He's the
No.
Hobbit man that they found that lived like 14,000 years ago.
No.
You never seen that?
No.
Oh, fascinating shit, man. 14,000 years ago, there was little people that lived alongside human beings that looked just like you or I.
Mm-hmm.
And they were these little tiny, like hobbit-like creatures. They were like 3 feet tall. And they were a type of human being. Not like human, not like Neanderthal. Pull up the images. Like there's an image of Homo floresiensis that they made, the Hobbit man. And this island of Flores, they found one and they thought it was like maybe a child's bone or something like that.
Yeah.
But then they realized that it was structurally different than a human being's, and they thought it might have been just an aberration, like someone who had some sort of a disorder. And then they started finding more of them, and then they found out that they buried their young. They would find like little graveyards and shit.
Yeah.
They found stone tools. They realized they used tools and evidence of use of fire. Pretty insane shit.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's not that long ago, man. 14,000 years ago. And what's really crazy is there's people that think that there's something like that that's still alive today.
Just in their own
Small
isolated-
islands, yeah. See, that gives you an idea of it. But there's some good images of those things. But then you see, like, with the Neanderthal, gorillas, human beings, like, look how little those fucking things were. And
Yeah.
they were a type of people.
Right.
That's freaky
Damn.
shit, man.
That is true.
Yeah. And it's a real thing. I mean, it really existed. What is the big guy on the far right? Not Neanderthal, but the guy
with the
next to
stick?
him. Yeah, who's that dude?
Jesus.
That's a big fucking dude. That looks very ape-like, too. Like, look how long his arms are.
That's Jesus.
What's it say?
I can't read it. Middle. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever it is. We glad we moved past that. Those dudes would be running shit. If they were still around, that looks like a combination of like Homo sapien and like almost like a gorilla. Like look how extra long his arms are. I mean, it might be just the artist's depiction. But
Yeah.
that looks like a scary cat to run into on the savannah. Fuck all that. Well, apparently there was a bunch of people that lived in Russia too, as recently as I think it was 40,000 years ago, that were completely different than Homo sapiens too. Another different type.
40,000?
40,000 years ago.
Wow.
Denensians or something like that. Here, let me pull that up. Russian new type of person, type of human 40,000 years ago.
Have you been to Japan before?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing. It's incredible. It's a really interesting place because it's first of all incredibly clean and unbelievably polite and like really almost crime free completely. Like when you walk down the streets, you don't worry about shit. You're in a major metropolitan area like Tokyo,
Yeah.
and it seems like the most peaceful place on earth. Very little aggression. Everyone's very polite. People are like whether it's shopkeepers or restaurant owners or like when you're walking on the street, you don't have any sense of chaos like you have in New York City.
Right. It's real orderly. Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
go there.
Yeah. Here's it is. It's in this is in the National Geographic. DNA reveals lost relative from 40,000 years ago. Russian researchers dug up a sliver of human finger bone from an isolated Siberian cave. The team stored it away for later testing, assuming that the nondescript fragment came from one of those Neanderthals who left a welter of tools. I don't even know what a welter is. I never even heard that expression.
Welter?
Welter of tools.
Should I be? Yeah. Well, no.
Have you ever heard of that? What's a Welter? Welter of tools. In a
Did they
cave
use-
between 30 and 48,000 years ago. Nothing about the bones seemed extraordinary, but the genetic material told a different story. When the German researchers extracted and sequenced the DNA from the fossil, they found that it did not match that of Neanderthals or of modern human beings, which were also living nearby at the time. So new genetic data revealed that the bone may belong to a previously unrecognized extinct human species that migrated out of Africa long before our known relatives. That's 40,000 years ago, man. There was a different type of fucking human
They went to Russia?
that was in Russia and Siberia.
From Africa?
Yep.
So Africa sucked back then?
Well, people always keep walking, dude. They just keep going. That's just within
that-
us. We keep going.
I guess maybe.
People get
back
to
then-
California and then they decide to move to Maui. Like, let's just keep
Right.
going.
But yeah,
Just keep going.
they got direct flights though.
Not back then.
Just
Back
walk.
then they had
That's
boats.
crazy.
Yeah.
Let's just. Was that boats back? That was just
40,000 years ago, most likely no boats.
just straight up walking and walking and walking.
Yeah, they're starting to fucking backdate boats though. They've backdated boats quite a bit. I think they found evidence of tuna, like oldest evidence of tuna, like way earlier than they ever thought. Oldest known tuna boat.
Imagine the first dude to make a boat was like, man, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I don't even know where I'm going.
Well, they had it. Wow, dude, sweat this. They had boats. They were fishing boats in 310 A.D. The earliest known boat was made. It's a 7,000-year-old boat found in Kuwait. That's the earliest known boat. But now they found evidence of deep sea fishing, 42,000 years old.
A boat?
This is the newest shit. Well, they found evidence of tuna bones. And tuna are deep sea fish, so someone had to go out there and get these motherfuckers. The earliest known boats found in France and Neanderthal are only 10,000 years old, but archaeologists know that they don't tell the whole story. Wood and other common boat-building materials don't preserve well in the archaeological record, and the colonization of Australia and the nearby islands of Southeast Asia, which began at least 45,000 years ago, required sea crossings of at least 30 kilometers. So they know that 45,000 years ago, someone had a boat that could go about 60 miles, right? Isn't that what it is? Kilometers?
Well, how
100
many-
kilometers is 62 miles?
100?
No, the
Yeah.
opposite. So it's less. Kilometers less than a mile, correct? Okay. So
Yeah.
a little bit more miles than that, like double.
Yeah, hundreds. Yeah,
Wow.
160 something like that. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, whether or not these migrants put it. Is that how it goes? Because kilometer
Wait, how many
is-
kilometers again?
How many?
It'd be like 20
30
miles.
kilometers.
It'd be about
30
20.
kilometers is 20 miles.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Okay, so it's less. Miles are less than kilometers, right?
Yeah.
Right, because 100 kilometers an hour is 62 miles an hour.
All right.
Okay.
yes.
So 30 kilometers, probably 20-ish,
20, yeah,
20-ish
20-ish, yeah.
miles in a boat 45,000 years ago. Yet whether these early migrants put out to sea deliberately in boats or simply drifted from the tides in rafts meant for near-shore exploration is a matter of fierce debate. So they at least had that. This is crazy, man. That's crazy that they think people were deep-sea fishing.
People have to eat.
Yeah, but I mean, it's amazing. They found half of the fish in these areas that these people lived in off of Australia 42,000 years ago. Half of the fish they found were tuna and sharks that live in deep water. They also found a fish hook from a mollusk shell, and dated it to 23,000 years ago. That's incredible. People were fucking doing some crazy shit back then, man.
People were hungry and they were tired of deer.
Yeah, well,
cows.
And like we were saying, man, they keep going. People keep going. They came here from fucking Africa. Even if these dudes that went from Africa all the way to Siberia, and then they died there.
Yeah, was it that hot? It was the heat that did it, right?
Could be a million.
What's
things.
No food,
competition, no food, driven away by predators, driven away by other humans. Who knows?
But driven away that far, like, we gotta keep. There's a lot in between Africa and Russia.
And if they were doing it on foot, fucking A, man. 40,000 years ago, they might have been doing it on foot. It's very possible. They probably might not have even had horses. Just walking.
What shoes?
They probably figured out shoes, right? Or they might not have needed them.
Leaf feet? I don't know.
Leaf feet? Have you ever seen that show? I forget what it was called. Dual Survivor or something like that. And there was two dudes, and they would go wandering around surviving in the woods. Yeah. Like, their whole thing was surviving. Like, they would do a thing like Survivor Man, but there was two of them.
Is it a competition?
No, they would just survive.
Oh, okay.
They would just show you how you would create a house, and this is how you go catch fish, and this is how you protect yourself from rainstorms. But one dude, everywhere he went, he would go barefoot. His name was Cody. I think Cody. He's got the nastiest feet of all time. He has, like, thick calluses all over the bottom of his feet, like a shoe, because he never puts his shoes on. He walks everywhere. Yeah. So the skin on his feet is just hard as a rock.
Yeah, that's just disgusting.
It's pretty disgusting.
Probably when he comes to people's place, they ask him to put shoes on.
Yeah, they come out. Cody's coming over your house. You give him your slippers. No, you keep them. You can keep them, man. You got to cover those fucking nasty feet. I eat in this house. I don't know what's flying off of your feet while you're wandering around.
Yeah.
Oh, that is nasty. There's something particularly offensive about feet. Like, someone can have some, you can have dry skin on your forearm, and it doesn't really bother people. But if you got some, that's his foot. Yeah. He's
that's
rubbing
Cody's
it with
foot?
a rock.
Yeah.
Why is he rubbing it with a rock?
Is that a callus or like some type of fungus? That white thing, or that's a? What am I looking at?
You're looking at a foot.
But no, it's two other things there.
That's a big toe.
Okay.
He's got
what
his
about
big
the
toe
white right
pulled
there?
back.
What is that? That's his toe, and it's wrapped.
Yeah. I think what he's doing is he's pulling his toe back and he's rubbing it with a rock to make maybe
I
wear
thought
it
that
down.
was like I thought the white part.
Let's
I
not
thought
look
that
at his
was
foot too much. If I get hard, I'll get scared. I don't know why he made that choice. I'm sure he knows about shoes. It's got to be a more effective strategy.
Marketing. He wanted to stand out.
That's true, right?
He wanted to stand out from the other guy, be more memorable, get mentioned on the Joe Rogan podcast.
That's a good point,
it worked
man.
out.
It did work out because the other dude, nobody
name?
knows who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
That's so true. Marketing is so important.
Yeah.
Like, what does everybody know about Einstein? He's got this fucking crazy hair, man.
Yeah.
Not just E equals MC square. They know what he looked like.
Yeah,
It's all
hair.
wild and nutty.
Yep.
Nikola Tesla. No one knows what that dude looks like.
No.
Why? Because he was a slick little Croatian dude. Very slim, wore a suit and tie, looked normal.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about that guy.
Nobody cares.
Nobody plays Nikola Tesla for Halloween. But people will dress up like Einstein. Everybody knows you're Einstein.
Exactly.
see anybody in a yellow tracksuit with
Yeah.
black stripes, you automatically think of Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Remember when he fought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and he had the tracksuit?
I don't remember.
You don't remember, dude?
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
see it.
son. You never seen that tracksuit? Come on.
I haven't seen a lot of the essential movies or television. I
You've
know.
never seen Bruce Lee movies?
I've seen a couple.
Oh, you need to see that.
Gabriel Iglesias is a comic that does that with his shorts,
That's a good point.
and he
He's got
has
kind of a look.
the painting silhouette of him behind it as part of his stage set.
Oh, does he?
Always, yeah,
Huh.
always shorts and the Hawaiian shirt or something.
And always a silhouette, even when he's at clubs?
Not a silhouette, but like the logo will be behind him. And I'm talking about for specials on
Oh,
TV.
for a special.
Yeah, and probably if he he plays huge places, so probably have some type of set piece or something.
He does huge places and he does clubs too. Like Gabriel will do he'll do like 9 shows in a week. He'll
Yeah.
do like a 6 p.m. show. He'll do an 8 p.m. show, a 10 p.m. show, and a midnight show.
Yeah,
He's crazy like that. He does early shows for kids, like families can come.
Yeah.
Do like a 5 p.m. show when it's light out.
wow.
I think he holds the record for the most consecutive sellouts at the Ice House. Sold out like some insane amount of shows in a row. Like he was there for 2 weeks in a row, like every day.
Yeah.
Does Monday night shows and shit.
I haven't seen him live. I've seen he brings a lot of people with him. Brings like a lot of stand-ups.
Sports
with
a lot
him.
of dudes.
Yeah, and just he like supports their
He's a genuinely good guy.
like as far as like I remember Trevor Noah used to tour with him, and Gabriel was like, "You got to get merch, man." And so Gabriel got him some shirts made up, and then Trevor said he was killing it on merch after shows and shit.
Yeah, people love to buy shit if you got a catchphrase.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
If you got something.
Bam, bam, we're eating ham. Joe Rogan.
People nowadays say, I have no time. Of course you don't. Because you are not aware of the present. You know, the present is represented on your watch by a hairline that is as thin as possible as is consistent with visibility. And so everybody thinks the present is instead of Now, the present is the only real time. There is no past. And there isn't a future. And there never will be.
Fragile bubble of life afloat on a sea of nothing.
Riku and me all the time. We played together on that island. His voice always used to be there, and now it's gone. I can't think of his face or his name. I feel awful.
I just like looked at this guy and he was like asleep, and I literally thought in my mind like I could literally stay here forever, and that was probably like the best moment.
you seem to me to be a man with a mission. What's your mission today?
Well, well, I'm really not a man, you see. I'm an angel. And if I was a man, I couldn't do anything because man always fails, you know. He's so limited. He doesn't have the right to do things to make a better world. But angels are not up under the same code as a man.
As somebody who's putting in time on planet Earth with the rest of us, and I must say that the rest of us are awfully glad you are putting time here on planet Earth. You're bringing some good music.
I know what I'm talking about, but do the trick of making a world that is a better type of place to be.
My first girlfriend turned into the moon.
dreaming about Learjets and coops. The way some shoops and how to sell records like Snoop. I'm interrupted by a doorbell. 352. Who the hell is this? I gets up quick, cocks my shit. Stop the dogs from barking, then proceed to walking. It's a face that I seen before. My nigga Singer used to sling on the 16th floor. Check it. I look deeper. I see blood up on his sneakers, and his fist gripped the chrome 4/5. So I dip, nigga. Is you creeping or speaking? He tells me C-Rock just got hit up at the beacon. I opens up the door pitiful. Is he in critical retaliation for this one won't be minimal? Cause I'm a criminal. Way before the rap shit, bust the gat shit. Puff won't even know what happened if it's done smoothly. Silencers on the Uzi, stash in the hoopty. My alibi, any cutie. With the booty that done fuck Big Pop. Head spinning, reminiscing about my man C-Rock. Somebody got to die. If I go, you got to go. Somebody got to die. Let the gunshots blow. Somebody got to die. Nobody got to know that I killed your ass in the mid. Somebody got to die. If I go, you got to go. Somebody got to die. Let the gunshots blow. Somebody got to die. Nobody got to know that I killed your ass in the mid. Bitch. Filling clips, he explained our situation precisely, so we know exactly what we facing. Some kid named Jason in the Honda station. Wagon was bragging about how much loot and crack he stacking. Rock had a grip, so they formed up a clique, a small crew. Around the time I was locked up with you, true indeed. But nigga, let me proceed. Don't fill them clips too high, give them bullets room to breathe. Damn, what was I? Yeah, went out of town, blew the fuck up. D-Rock went home and Jay got stuck the fuck up. Hit him twice, caught him right for the Persian white. Pistol whipped his kids and taped up his wife. He figured Rock set him up, no question. Wet him up, no less. Get 50 shots in his direction. How many shots, man, nigga? I see mad holes. What kind of gas? Hitchling cops and calicos. But fuck that, I know where all them niggas rest at. In the building hustling, and they don't be strapped. Supreme and Black is downstairs, the engine running. Find a bag to put the guns in and come on if you're coming. Somebody got to die. If I go, you got to go. Somebody got to die. Let the gunshots blow. Somebody got to die. Nobody got to know that I killed your ass in the midst. Somebody got to die. If I go, you got to go. Somebody got to die. Let the gunshots blow. Somebody got to die. Nobody got to know that I killed your ass in the midst, bitch. Exchange hugs and pounds before the throwdown. How it's gonna go down. Ladies, niggas, slow down. Slow down. Fuck all that planning shit. Run up in their cribs and make the cats abandon shit. See, niggas
I know I have the best of time and space, and was never measured, and never will be measured. I tramp a perpetual journey.